Good evening and welcome to Trotwood, Ohio, near Dayton, Ohio, for tonight's Indiana High School football game between the Center Grove Trojans and the Trotwood Madison Rams. Hello, I'm Kevin Conrad along with Rick Embry. Welcome everyone to our coverage of Center Grove football presented by IU Health. Rick Embry, a warm evening, 84 degrees, humidity once again tonight, and it's Center Grove coming to the great state of Ohio to take on the Trotwood Madison Rams, and they played last year at Race-Coleman Stadium. Center Grove won by 3, 28-25 in a very competitive game, and tonight we have two undefeated teams. Both teams are 4-0.
Yeah, it should be a great game tonight. This Trotwood team comes in, like you said, 4-0. A lot of talent on there. Upwards of 10-plus guys with D1 offers. They got a guy going to my alma mater, at least committed there. To the Boiler Nation, so should be a great game tonight. Center Grove hopefully got their legs under them a little bit after that 2-hour drive over here, but really looking forward to a great game. Like you said, very warm. That could factor into tonight's game.
Last year's game was very interesting. I know you went back and took a look at the box score from last year. Center Grove jumped on Trotwood early in the game, but the Rams came back in the second half. Center Grove made some mistakes. I believe Center Grove had about 4 turnovers in the ball game. It ended up being a 3-point win for CG.
Yeah, Center Grove dominated that first half last year, up 15-0 at half. Felt like it could have been more. But, yeah, 4 turnovers from the Center Grove side. But then Trotwood, speaking of getting their legs under them, kind of got their legs under them in the second half there. Had a lot of long balls that went over Center Grove's head. So Center Grove was lucky to survive that one last year against Trotwood. And Trotwood, after losing that game, were 0-5 last year. They won 6 straight games and in first round in the playoffs and then lost in the second round. So they've used that momentum for how they finished last year to have a very strong start to this 2025 season.
Last week, the Trojans, nice win at home against the Ben Davis Giants. Great first quarter. Made some mistakes in the second quarter. Coach Moore said those mistakes, they're correctable. Unfortunately, though, the Trojans had some injuries again last week. A couple of players down are going to be out for a while, and then the Trojans played again really well in the second half and got a nice size win last week against an up-and-coming Ben Davis team that continues to get better week after week. But all in all, for 3 quarters, Center Grove looked solid last week.
Well, pretty interesting comments that I'm sure we'll share with Coach Moore's interview here shortly. But in his mind, Center Grove can't beat themselves, and that's what they did in that second quarter. You had an onside kick that you didn't recover. You had a fumble then on a kickoff return, and all of a sudden Ben Davis put 21 quick ones up on the board. So Center Grove found a way in that second half, made the adjustments at halftime, didn't allow Ben Davis any points in the second half, but you're going to have to play better than you did last week in order to get a victory here on the road in Ohio.
Rick, we said it last week, next man up, and we're saying it again tonight, next man up. Again, Center Grove lost a running back last week, an offensive lineman last week, and it's been quite a few players lost for the season. Some could be back by the time the state tournament begins, but again, next man up.
Yeah, you've lost your 2 best running backs. You've lost your best wide receiver in the first 4 weeks of the season. So, like I said last week, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You just got to have a next best man up or next man up. And as Coach Moore said, next man up. In some cases, and you just got to be ready to play. We always talk about you're one play away if you're a backup to being full-time at varsity level, and that's what a couple of those really young running backs last year, sophomores for Center Grove and Lange and Biggerstaff, those guys are now the featured backs, so they're going to have to step up. But you know what helps, Kevin, is having that huge offensive line in front of them, and they're going to get some opportunities tonight.
Other side of the field, you got the Trotwood Madison Rams. Again, they've won the state title in Ohio 3 times. Based on their enrollment, I would say they'd be like a Class 4A team in the state of Indiana, comparable maybe to a Marion from an enrollment standpoint. And you look at the number of kids that they have on the roster, but they're going to play a lot of players on both sides of the ball. And Coach Moore, of course, likes to be physical and run the football and try to wear down those teams that do play on both sides of the ball. And I think that's going to be the MO tonight for CG.
Yeah, Trotwood, I think, has about 1,000 kids enrollment-wise. But like you talked about, 3 state championships. They got a rich history of football at this high school. So, and when you go up and down their roster and you look at 247 and you look at rivals or 0-3 now is what it's called, and they've got, like I said, 10-plus guys with D1 offers. They've They've got the kid committed to Purdue. That's number 54, Jamarcus Weiss. His little brother, who's a sophomore, he got an Ohio State offer this past year. But one of the guys that Coach Moore talked about a lot yesterday was Armani Rogers. He's a kid, number 0, that you've got to do a good job of covering, both at the wide receiver spot, plus he's the one that's going to return punts, return kicks. You cannot let him get loose, or it's going to be a long night for Center Grove.
So again, the Center Grove Trojans playing in Ohio tonight near Dayton in Trotwood against the Trotwood Madison Rams. Both teams undefeated on the season at 4-0. Should be a great matchup here tonight between the Hoosier State and the Buckeye State. We'll take a break. After the break, our Aaron Holt will talk to Center Grove head coach, hearing more about tonight's clash. This is CG Football presented by IU Health.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Friday Night Lights. The crowd is here, the lights are on, the hype music is being played. What better way to start the show than your team coming out of the locker room with full energy, ready to take on their opponent? Yes, that's right. Bring down the house with our breakthrough banners. They're a great way to pump up your team and showcase your school pride. Get one of your favorite team today. Stadium graphics. Look like a pro, play like a champion.
I have lived in Greenwood my entire life. Born and bred, went to Center Grove High School, proud graduate, go Trojans. I enjoy this community. It's my home. It's growing, it has lots to offer, and I'm excited to be a part of it. At Greenwood, we are a full-service bank. We can handle your needs from simple personal accounts, savings accounts for your family, auto loans. If you need to have a mortgage, we can meet that need. Emily Ribley has been in our office for years and knows the area. Scott Hines is Center Grove. He has lived here his entire life and is fabulous. You're not going to find anybody more local than us.
Welcome to the Sycamore Construction pregame show. Sitting here in Ray Skillman Stadium alongside Coach Eric Moore before they jump on the buses. It had 2 hours over to Dayton, Ohio to take on Trotwood, a really interesting, very athletic team. But, Coach, before we get to that, let's talk about last week's great victory against Ben Davis, one of the most points they've ever had scored against them. It was a good news, bad news night. Great victory, a lot of points. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of players too. So your thoughts about that game and how do you adjust with dealing with another week of injuries?
Well, thank you. And honestly, it was a great victory for our team, for our school. Appreciate everybody that come out. What a great crowd. Really showed Trojan pride. Really showed what great high school football is in Bargersville and Greenwood, Indiana. And it really represented us so well. And the kids had a little bit of adversity. We had a great first quarter, have a terrible second quarter. Third quarter, we totally owned them, and then they quit the fourth quarter. So, and honestly, I sort of forgot about that game because we're so focused on Trotwood and all their athletes this week. It's too bad we didn't get to enjoy Ben Davis more. Maybe we should have a bye week after Ben Davis so we can enjoy the win. But our kids did great against Ben Davis. We made some mistakes, all correctable, all things we can do. Like I told them, the only team that's going to beat us is Center Grove, and we showed it for a while. Center Grove was beating Center Grove, and once we fixed that, we marched on down the field and did a great job. I love the way our kids, when we saw blood, we went after it and put some points on the board. The defense put some points on the board, and the defense got us one possession series. And then things happen, and it's high school football, and you coach stuff, but we don't have 7 hours a day to work on things. But we learned, and that's a great point about it. You learn and you still win. And then we went at halftime, and I was extremely upset and extremely disappointed. But it's just that we did everything to ourselves. So let's go out and make this happen. And I'm so proud of the way the offensive line totally controlled the football game in the third quarter. We went right down the field, took the heart out of them, put it in. Defense got the ball right back for us. We went back in and put it again, and then the track meet was on.
Pretty incredible. And we had some injuries to the running backs. We've had them the prior game, and it just seems like you kept reloading, and the guys that ended up having to play put up some great numbers, and hopefully he can do it this week. Speaking of this week, again, staying with that good news, bad news thought process. Bad news is we got another long 2-hour bus ride. The good news is this is the last big road trip, hopefully for many years to come, that you're going to have to take. I know we've had some fun games we've played the last few years, but being that we're back in the mix starting, really kind of next year as far as the schedule's concerned, we're getting back to our normalcy, and you don't have to put all that time and travel in. Trotwood is a team a lot of you all that are going to be watching or listening don't know a lot about. They got 13 Division I commits on their team this year, not to bring up some bad news on that. How do you deal with Trotwood, and what can we expect?
Well, like I talked to the boys this week about controlling the football and offense, and we're going to try to get the ball, win the flip and get the ball, and we're going to try to get them out there. They do play some guys both ways because they feel like they should have their best 11 on the field, and I agree with that to some concern. But so with that being said, we're going to beat them. Hopefully we can beat them up a little bit. We're going to do what we do best, is be physical up front, run the ball, let Oscar throw it around when he needs to and when we can, but not get ourselves in trouble, and try to keep the defense in good situations all night. I think if our defense stays fresh and in good situations, they'll flip the field.
It's going to be an exciting evening. Kevin and Rick are going to be on audio only tonight, so there's a possibility we'll be able to get you video, and maybe you can correlate the two together. But if not, go to CG Sports Network. We're going to be able to have audio and play-by-play if you cannot make the trip. A lot of talk about great teams here in Indiana. We're quietly undefeated and just sneaking ourselves up, and we kind of have that we too mentality. So, keep thinking about the Trojans, and let's just improve every week. Coach, we wish you a ton of luck. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, we too are good, and we're going to show it tonight. We're going to drive over there. We love adversity. This team only thrives with adversity for whatever reason. So next man's up. Next man's been up. We're about out of people. I was trying to get a freshman in the game the other night. He was sitting down here and cheering us on. He wasn't even in uniform. That's how many people we've lost. But you know what? It's okay. We'll keep fighting, keep doing what we do. Just need everybody's support to stay with us, stay behind us. Long 2.5-hour road trip ahead of us here. We're going to make it. That's what we do. Kids get to eat a little bit of get out of school early and get to eat. And, hey, nothing better than that. We, too, will see you next week. But for tonight, go Trojans. Beat those Rams.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Have you ever felt the cold shock of water that's not hot enough? When Dad and Mom, little Sarah, and Peter all yelled, "What's happened to the water heater?" Mom knew the answer right away. Call Carter Plumbing for hot water today. The Prince of Plumbing and his magical powers will save the day and bring back hot showers.
Hot water today, or it's you we pay. Carter Plumbing will save the day. 859-9999. CartersMyPlumber.com.
Some people spend all day washing and buffing their ride to shiny perfection by hand. But you've learned the fine art of delegation.
It's absolutely special, obviously, to have a kid in the Super Bowl and to have a kid win a national championship in college.
Play in the NFL. That's every little kid's dream when they step on a football field. But just being able to get to that, that opportunity and moment, especially being with the Chiefs, like I was saying, it's just been a blessing. And Coach Moore, all my family, all my friends around me too have helped me along the way.
Ever since I stepped foot off of Center Grove, I've definitely heard from, honestly, I'd say thousands of people from around this community, and I've just felt so much love from them. It's been great.
We have a great professional community because our parents are caring and our parents understand the importance of Center Grove. So many great schools come here to recruit, and everybody asks me, well, why would schools, these great academic schools, come here? Because they know they get the best student athletes. Center Grove teachers are the best teachers, and they teach college prep classes.
I feel like with Center Grove, I feel like you just set at a higher standard just from everybody, and it kind of just pushes you to want to be the best version of yourself.
Man, it's just been an amazing opportunity just to grow up in this, this type of area. Even since we were young, all the families, parents, moms and dads have been there for everybody.
That family atmosphere where everybody takes care of everybody and we don't really worry about what's outside of our community. It's just we take care of ourselves so well.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for the support. It means the world to me.
There's a great community and a great atmosphere just for everything you do in Center Grove. I feel like everything you do, you have a great mindset, and just all the people you're around, you feel like you're loved and you're supported by everything you do.
I love that they're humble, and I love that they still love to practice. But what I love the most is they're the greatest young men of all.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
At the barn at Bayhorse Inn, timeless charm and natural beauty create one of Indiana's most unforgettable settings. Surrounded by woods yet close to the city, it's where weddings, celebrations, and life's most meaningful moments become cherished memories. Right out front, the land has taken on new purpose with Shiloh's Corner, a Cunningham Group development. Named after Shiloh, a special horse who once roamed that very pasture, this project honors the land's history while creating new spaces for dining, retail, and community connection. And just down the road, you'll find the stables of Bayhorse Inn, where riders of all ages discover the joy of horseback riding. From first lessons to the show ring, from pony parties to camps for kids, the stables celebrate the magic of the horse and the community it inspires. Together, these places reflect a vision of growth, tradition, and connection, where memories are made and Greenwood continues to thrive.
Welcome back to Trotwood, Ohio, home of the Madison Rams. Center Grove on the road tonight here in Ohio. Trojans all time against Ohio teams. 5 wins, 1 loss. First time the Trojans played an Ohio team, 2008. Dayton Carroll back at Ray Skillman Stadium, won 41-0. 2013, Rick, I'll never forget this trip. Cincinnati-LaSalle. It was like a video game.
Yep.
It was just one score after another.
Slugfest.
55-37, Center Grove beat LaSalle. That was 2013. And then 2023, Center Grove lost to St. Edward on a neutral field, 27-10. beat Cincinnati Moeller 35-34 in overtime. That was at Ray Skillman Stadium. Also at home, beat Harvest Prep 36-18 and beat this Trotwood Madison team last year 28-25. So the Trojans 5-1 against Ohio teams, and Center Grove versus out-of-state teams overall 8-3. Now we see the Center Grove Trojans on the far side of the field on the sideline wearing the all-white uniforms trimmed in red. And now we see the Rams out of the locker room wearing the all-red uniforms trimmed in white. Rick, a little bit on the humid side tonight, 84 degrees. We just heard Coach Moore talking to Aaron Holt about running the ball tonight, being physical. I wrote down some numbers here on my stat sheet that on the year, so far after 4 games, Center Grove runs the ball about 78% of the time and passing 22%. I got a feeling we might see that running game even more tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on the way over here, Kevin. Just that running attack has been very, very good. Obviously, you've lost your 2 best running backs in the first 4 weeks of the season. So last week it felt like Oscar Sloan, the sophomore quarterback, they took the reins off a little bit of him, but they really don't want him to be solely responsible and throwing the ball 30 or 40 times. If that happens tonight, Center Grove's in trouble. So, like you said, you're hoping that big offensive line, just like they did up at Carroll, where they just blew guys off the ball there, and the running backs, whoever was running the ball, just kept getting 5, 6, 7 yards a pop. They're really hoping the same thing happens tonight, and they can have those long, sustained drives and maybe wear this Trotwood team out that is going to have several guys playing on both sides of the ball tonight.
I spoke with Center Grove assistant coach, offensive coordinator Joe Siderwitz after practice yesterday, and I talked to him about Oscar's development. I felt like you're right, the last couple of games are allowing him to do more. And I told Joe, I said, I'm really impressed for what he's doing down in the red zone. And he said, well, it's an RPO, and he's got the ability to read. Does he want to hand it off for the run or pass? And he's been able to find Don Barry on some passes in the end zone. And I said, he's reading really well.
I mean, he's been so good this season so far. I mean, he's averaging 81.6% completion rate, 40 for 49, 574 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'm sure if you ask Coach Moore at the start of the year what he expected out of Oscar in the first kind of half of the season, and this is right at the halfway point, he couldn't ask for anything more. Coach Siderwitz, same thing. He's doing what the coaching staff wants of him, and he continues to get better. And he's still got a lot of good wide receivers. Obviously, a big-time Wake Forest commit and Don Barry at tight end that he'll use a lot tonight.
And also, he's spreading the ball around to a lot of different receivers, not just 1 or 2. It seems like he's really scanning the field and starting to feel a lot more comfortable in distributing the wealth, if you will, with the football.
Yeah, and obviously losing Drake McClurg in week 3, that's a big part of you've got to have a much more balanced attack from the receivers, because obviously Drake, a 1,000-yard receiver last year, losing him for the season was a big, big loss. So you've got to have other guys step up, and hopefully they will again tonight.
Center Grove will receive to begin tonight's clash with the Trotwood Madison Rams. And Rick, we had word that the Rams might have an injury with their kicker tonight, so we might be seeing a backup kicker to begin tonight's game.
Yeah, and I don't know if the same kid also kicks off, but he's definitely their field goal kicker, PAT kicker. He's 4 for 5 this year. He has yet to, for PATs, he has yet to kick a field goal. So it probably is somebody different. Looks like number 7, Tristan Nichols, maybe kicking off, if I got that number right. Or no, is it? Sorry, we'll see when he turns this way. But we'll see how that affects. Oh, it's 0. It's the all-do-everything Armani Rogers.
Wow, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to do kick return, punt returns. He's also going to kick off tonight. He's an impressive athlete, Armani Rogers. He's a senior. It's kind of a line drive kick to around the 26-yard line. Center Grove with a nice return across the 40 to the 42-yard line. So Rick, the Trojans with great field position to begin tonight's game.
Yeah, that's a one Oliver, I believe, that returned that. And you're right, great field position. And obviously Rogers' kid's just going to try to get it down there as far as he can. But a good job by the up man, Oliver, catching that and going straight forward. You're not going to outrun these guys on the outside tonight. You're going to have to run a lot between the tackles. And right there, a good return by Oliver, and Center Grove takes over in good field position.
Numbers on Oscar Sloan, the sophomore quarterback, 40 of 49 passing, 82% completion rate, 574 yards, averaging 143 yards per game, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. So really solid numbers for this young man. He's going to throw, clean pocket, throws it to the near side to the freshman, makes the catch, and he's immediately wrapped up, and forward progress gets him, it looks like, Rick, just the 1 yard to the 43.
Yeah, and that's their number one defensive guy, Darius Dennis, right there. He leads them in tackles with 33. 1 sack, 3 interceptions. He's got 2 of those pick sixes and 2 tackles for loss. So he is a do-everything guy for them, and those passes are going to be difficult for Center Grove to get any yards after contact or after catch.
I said it last week. Anytime on the roster they put your position as athletes, you know you're special. He'll play on both sides of the ball tonight. Center Grove's first run play, couple of yards, tripped up as he comes through the line of scrimmage. That is Jaden Biggerstaff, the sophomore, 5'11", 180 pounds. He gets it to the Center Grove 46-yard line, 3 yards.
Yeah, that's Jerry Zygo did a good job there of going low, because that looked like Biggerstaff had a big hole there, but number 16 for them from that linebacker position did a good job of coming up, and now Center Grove, not the situation, not the down and distance that you want to be in, 3rd and long.
It is 3rd and 6 for the Trojans. Oscar Sloan in shotgun formation, play action, dumps it off to Ricky Lange with the reception. He gets it to the 50. He's going to be a couple of yards short of the first down.
Yeah, that's what makes that first down play so difficult, or one that you kind of want back, because you didn't get very many yardage, and now you got decision time for Coach Moore, and we'll see what he decides to do here early. Of course, Center Grove looks like he's going to bring in a jumbo package and go for it on 4th and 2.
The ball at the 50-yard line.
They got 3 running backs behind him, Tilton, Biggerstaff, and Hodson.
Center Grove's going to try to run for the first down. It appears it is a CG first down. Jaden Biggerstaff behind the big offensive line gets it to the 47-yard line, picks up 3 yards, needed 2, got 3. First down, move the chains.
Yeah, they brought in right there some extra heft. Lincoln Kuntz, number 65, along with Mandabach on that right side. Good job of getting about 2 yards past. So Coach Moore sends a message to his team at the start, 4th and 2 at the midfield. He goes for it and gets it.
3 wide receiver set. Dom Berry, he comes out of the backfield. They're throwing to Dom here on the near side. He's got the catch, and he gets by the first defender and pushed out of bounds as he gets inside the 40. Well done by Dom Berry. Again, kind of in that slot receiver type position. And sometimes, Rick, he just does not get picked up.
Yeah, good job there. Center Grove, we saw it a couple games ago, Kevin. They've got to do a much better job. That snap from the center has to get back there quicker. It's kind of looping back to Oscar, and that just throws the timing off right there. A good job that time of getting it over the defensive front line, and then Dom took it from there.
9 yards for Dom Berry. 2nd down and 1 at the Trotwood Madison 38. Ricky Lange, first carry of the night, picks up the first down. He's to the 34-yard line. 4 yards for the sophomore, and quite a coming out party last week for Ricky Lange against Ben Davis.
Yeah, Lange has been really good this year. 27 carries, 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. You kind of got him and Biggerstaff now, a pair of sophomore running backs that are thrust into action with the 2 guys in front of them out, possibly for the season, or at least until postseason time. Good job by Ricky there to get the first down.
9 minutes to play, first quarter. This is the opening drive. Center Grove at the Ram 34-yard line. Oscar Sloan, clean pocket, throws it to the Center Grove sideline, and it's going to be dropped. Had it in and out of the hands, couldn't hang on. Kate Timmons, the intended receiver, that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that ball was thrown out there perfectly by Sloan, and Timmons had it initially, but a great job by the defensive back. I think that might have been Dennis again, Darius Dennis, that knocked that one away. Once you get it in your hands, you've got to secure that ball, and right there, Center Grove did not get a big play. That would have been close to have been a first down inside the 15-yard line.
So far, clean pocket for the sophomore quarterback. This Center Grove offensive line, we'll get to their names in just a moment. A lot of size up front. Center Grove back to the ground, gain big hole up the middle, 25, and down to the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Center Grove Trojans.
Yeah, that's the big boys on the left side. CJ Cipher is 6'6", 330. He's committed to IU. Brady Weber, 6'5", 285, going to Ball State. And crap, here we go again. Biggerstaff down. And
Biggerstaff ran that last play, and he is down. He's got a problem with it appears to be the right foot, right ankle.
He's the one last week that tweaked his ankle a little bit in the third quarter and didn't play the rest of the game, and he's in a lot of pain right now. And man, how does this just took his helmet off, and it just continues to happen for Center Grove.
14 yards for Biggerstaff, sophomore running back. Numbers on Biggerstaff coming into tonight's game: 23 carries, 115 yards, couple of touchdowns. And you're right, he had a little bit of an ankle situation last week against Ben Davis, and he was tackled awkwardly, and he is down. And it seems to be some major concern for Biggerstaff.
Yeah, he did get kind of drugged down from behind. We talked about that. What do they call it? The hip drop tackle or whatever like that, and that's what it looked like happened there. And Coach Moore, you can see by the look in his face, obviously we're just doing audio, sorry. We can see by the look on his face that he's hoping not another one. But wow, with the way this season has went as far as those injuries, and he's not putting any
yeah, he needs assistance to get off the field. He can't put any weight on that right foot. So the Trojans already have lost Reese in the backfield, Winkler from last week also in the backfield, and now Biggerstaff needs help off the field. So that's 3 running backs. And, of course, you can throw in there McClurg. He's a receiver and a running back. He's been lost for the season.
Yeah, you could argue that that's now the 4 out of the top 5 running backs that Center Grove had coming into the season now that are out. So
Toshlog got hurt as well.
Yeah, I'd say 5 out of 6 then, because, yeah, Toshlog would have been in the mix there after Reese and Winkler. So, we're going to see a lot of Ricky Lange tonight. Hopefully he can stay healthy, but some of these other guys now are going to – you might be forced to play a couple of those freshmen that we've seen on JV the first part of this year, Kevin. Very, very talented kids. It's just not something you want to throw them into action too soon.
Once again, 3 wide receiver sets. You got technically 4. You got Don Barry here in the slot. He'll go in motion. Ricky Lange, the lone running back. They're going to do a play action, throwing right side of the field down the sideline to the end zone, and it's picked off.
That is not the guy you want to go after right there. And I mean, Dennis, I just talked to you about the stats. That's his 4th interception on the year, and he just that's Oscar, one of the few mistakes he's made all year. He just kind of threw that one up, and Dennis did a great job of just turning, and the ball was right there. So Center Grove, good opening drive, but you got no points to show for it.
Trotwood Madison will have the football at its own 20. It was intercepted in the end zone. His knee went down in the end zone, so a touchback. So those had their first possession at their own 20. 8:37 on the clock. We're in the first quarter, no score.
So Dallas Sheehy, quarterback. I'll give you his stats here shortly.
Running the football to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, that's Cam Martinez came in. Only 4 carries for 31 yards, but Dallas Sheehy, quarterback, 48 for 73, 619 yards, 5 TDs, but 5 interceptions. So they run the ball really well. Dalen Dennis, 191 yards. Kaylee Lynn Grant, 119 yards coming in.
Sheehy in the shotgun formation. He's a senior, 5'11", 170 pounds. Couple of running backs, 3 wide receivers. He's going to hand it off, and the Center Grove Trojans stuff the
good job there.
Hole. Not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain.
And that was Dalen Dennis, 28 carries, 191 yards, 1 TD. Came in averaging 6.8 yards per carry, but right there, a good job by that big defensive line up front. Cherry, Sloan, Stanley, and Lincoln Bright, and now 3rd and 5 for Trotwood.
They're going to say he got about a half a yard, so it's at the 26, 1 yard. So I would say second down and a long, or is it third down and a long 4. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. Looking across the middle, now he's going to tuck and run. This is Sheehy, the quarterback. There's a flag.
There's going to be a hold.
In the backfield.
Hold in that backfield.
He did run for the first down, but one would think holding against the Rams.
One of the defensive linemen as they turned to try to pursue got tugged on that jersey. So that's an easy call there, but that's definitely one thing you're going to have to watch out for Sheehy. He's got 97 yards. Running so far, so he's definitely right there. He looked for his first read, wasn't there, and then he just pulled it down and ran. So now 3rd and 15, Kevin, for Trotwood. Can't let them get behind you. Center Grove had that problem last week and week 2 against Carroll.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers set from the Trotwood 15-yard line.
There's another hold.
Who scrambles out of the pocket, completes the pass. Tackle made here on the perimeter, but it's going to be a Ram first down with the reception. Not for sure if he's on a roster tonight.
He's not.
Number 80, if you want to check the stat sheet, made the reception, gets it all the way out to the 38-yard line. 23 yards for the first down.
He let them out of a big hole back there. Clean pocket other than Sloan getting held on the right side.
So from the Ram 38-yard line, another first down right up the middle with the run. That is Cam Martinez into Center Grove territory. He's tackled at the Center Grove 44-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit different look for Trotwood coming in. Martinez only had 4 carries all year. He's got 2 in the first half a quarter here, and that was a big gain, and now they're in Center Grove territory.
18 yards for Cam Martinez at the Trojan 44. 6 minutes to play. We're in the opening quarter, no score. Sticking to the run, right up the middle. Better job by the Center Grove Trojans.
Frankie Hayes met him in the hole and absolutely stuck him there. Good job. That young man's had a fantastic start to his senior season. 60 tackles, 4 tackles for loss from that linebacker position.
Gets a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, and you got to find a way when they do pass the ball. You got to find a way, number 1, to get pressure. Number 2, to don't lose contain on that front 4.
Martinez in the backfield, shotgun formation. Sheehy claps the hands, takes the snap, looking to go to the end zone, looking for 0, touchdown. Armani Rogers, touchdown, 42-yard touchdown pass. One-on-one coverage, and Rogers beat the Center Grove defender down the sideline.
I mean, he just threw it up there, and he just ran straight down the field. Nothing special, but you got to turn and look for the ball if you're Center Grove, and it's haunted them all season long, Kevin, and right there it strikes again, 42-yard.
Rams strike first, 6-0. And again, we were told their field goal kicker, PAT kicker, injured, so they're going to go for 2. No kicking. They're going for it. Sheehy in shotgun formation, rolls right, looking for 0, and he's got the 2-point conversion. Armani Rogers scores the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, 8-0. Trotwood Madison with the early lead. Rick, I was at in the practice yesterday, and Coach Moore talked about nonstop, number 0, Armani Rogers, wide receiver. He kicked off tonight. I believe he's playing defensive back as well. He'll do punt returns, kick returns. I'm not sure if he'll come off the field tonight.
Well,
he's special.
And right there, you can tell your team all day, but you can't simulate that in practice. And he just flat out ran by the Center Grove DB. And credit to Sheehy. I mean, he put it out there perfectly for him, 42 yards. And you're right, Rogers, not very big, 5'10", 165, but he's got a lot of, looking at his offers, he's got a lot of offers MAC-wise, Ohio, Kent State. A lot of those schools have offered him already, and very impressive right there. That's the Armani Rogers drive for Trotwood, and they're on top early after getting the turnover. Center Grove has got to score tonight and score a lot of points to beat this team, and you can't throw away opportunities like they did on the first drive.
Our first half tonight being presented by IU Health, Reese Restoration, the Skin Lab, and the Barn at Bay Horse Inn. Once again, Armani Rogers doing the kicking tonight inside the 25 with the kick, and the Trojans return it close to the 35. I think it'll be spotted right at the 34. So again, Center Grove's opening drive stalled with an INT, an interception in the end zone by Darius Dennis. Otherwise, Center Grove really did a good job moving the football.
They did. They moved the ball, but once again, you got down there, and then you got to watch one of your running backs get carried off the field again. So right now, I don't like the body language on that Center Grove side. I know it's early, but not a lot of excitement over there, and it's homecoming night for Trotwood, the complete opposite on this side.
From the Center Grove 35-yard line, handoff to Ricky Lange. Across the 40, taken down at the 41-yard line, 6 yards for the sophomore.
Yeah, and it also feels like this is not going to be a Trotwood team that's going to give up the big play. You're not going to get behind them if you try to throw the ball. Even if you break a couple tackles, they've got enough speed to run you down and tackle you. So it's got to be the methodical 10 to 15 play drives, and we talk about it all the time, how difficult that is for a high school team to go 60 or 70 yards without any mistakes.
4.5 minutes to play first quarter. Second down and 4. Oscar Sloan throwing for the first down. Eli Williams. We saw more of Eli last week. Again, a transfer to Center Grove. He picks up the first down. He gets it to the 48-yard line.
Man, and now you're seeing high school quarterbacks do the Patrick Mahomes kind of sidearm right there. That's exactly what Oscar did. You've got to have a big-time arm to do that. Sloan did it there and got it to Williams. Williams did a good job of high pointing it and then moved ahead and got a first down.
High snap. Sloan handles it, but it throws off the timing. Ricky Lange dropped for a 1-yard loss. And, Rick, we saw that up at Carroll, and that's the first time we've seen a high snap tonight out of the shotgun.
I mean, it just messes up your timing on everything. It's Oscar has to go up and get the ball, and then he brings it down. The running back has to hesitate then, and you don't have the momentum hitting the hole. Getting the handoff, so right there, good job by that defensive line for Trotwood of catching Lange in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
Second down and 11 from the Center Grove 47-yard line. 3.5 minutes left to play opening quarter. Center Grove trails 8-0. Roman Young's in shotgun formation. Sloan throws to Roman, and he's immediately hit, knocked out of bounds. Is that Dennis once again making the play?
I think that was number 3 there.
Is that 3 on the play? That is Karan Foster, a senior DB. Again, Young's with a reception at the what? They're going to mark it at the 49, maybe a couple of yards.
Maybe 2 yards, yeah. Karan Foster, he's another one. He's got 2 interceptions. They got 8 interceptions through 4 games from that defensive backfield, so they are definitely looking for turnovers, and they already got 1, and right there, a great job by Foster of coming up with the sure tackle after Youngs gets the catch. 3rd and long.
It says 3rd and 9 on the scoreboard. 2:45 to play first quarter. Stepping up in the pocket is Oscar Sloan. Makes the completed pass down the field. Is that Eli Williams?
It is.
Eli with a very physical catch and run. He gets the first down. He is tough to bring down.
Well, now Williams already has as many catches as he had all year coming in. 2 for 28 with 1 TD coming in, and he's got 2 big ones. 2 first down grabs on this drive alone, and that was a nice job by Sloan of stepping up in the pocket, and then he delivered it to Williams in a hard-fought first down gain for him.
13 yards for Williams. I really like the way Sloan, he stepped up in the pocket. Hand off to Ricky Lange. Up the middle, just a yard or 2. Give him 1.
4, Lang. The interior line will have none of that. He's brought down for no gain. He's 2nd and 10 for the Trojans.
It's right between the 38 and 37, so maybe a half a yard, if that. So they'll say maybe 1 yard. So second down and a long 9.
Not very much room in that front 4. One of those front 4 guys, number 54, Jamarcus Weiss. He's the one committed to play at Purdue, but 5 guys on that defensive line.
Once again, third high snap of the night. Oscar Sloan throwing down the Center Grove sideline. There's a flag. Defensive interference going to be called against the Rams.
Yeah, he didn't turn and look for the ball, and then he got his arms wrapped around the Center Grove guy, so a pretty easy call there. That's going to be 15 yards and a first down.
Intended receiver Aiden Francis, the senior, split in. Stops the clock with 1 minute, 28 seconds to play first quarter.
I think that was number 6 for Trotwood on the coverage. Mike Keith.
15-yard penalty. First down.
15-yard penalty against the Rams. Football at the Ram 22.
Yeah, that's a different and probably better guy to try to pick on than number 2, Dennis, that's already shown you what he can do. Brody Tilton now gets his first carry.
He's a junior, 6'1", 175 pounds. Looks like got it inside the 20 at the 19, 3 yards for Brody Tilton.
Once again, you're inside the 20, red zone territory, Kevin. You've got to come up with points and preferably touchdowns, because that's the only way you're going to be able to stay with this Trotwood team. As you saw, 1 drive, 1 touchdown for them so far. And that drive was about 85 yards.
3 yards for Tilton, 2nd down and 7. We're inside a minute to play first quarter. Center Grove trails 8-0. Ricky Lange up the middle to the 10. First down for the Center Grove Trojans.
Quick hitter right
at
there.
the 9. 10 yards for Ricky, the sophomore.
Good job by that offensive line. TJ Knight, Tyler Carey, Mandabach, Weber, Seifries, and those are the plays that Center Grove's got to get yardage. Like I said, you're not going to be able to run outside and beat people outside against this team. So those are the ones that you got to get the quick hitters, and you got to get some good yardage, and Lange did that right there. 1st and goal now, you got to go almost the full 10 yards to hit pay dirt.
Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Football is at the Ram 9-yard line. Oscar in shotgun formation. They're blitzing him. He gets rid of it.
Great play
Ricky
call.
Lange going to the end zone, and he's going to be down at the 1-yard line.
That is a great play call, Coach Siderwich, Coach Moore. They picked up the blitz, and great job by Sloan of just getting it out on the side to Lange, and he just came up shy, and that's the end of the first quarter.
Center Grove trails 8-0 to the Trotwood Madison Rams here on the road in Ohio. Second quarter up next. Center Grove knocking on the door at the 1-yard line. This is CG Football presented by IU Health.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Hey, I'm Jeff Saturday, and my favorite thing when I was a professional football player was Indiana. The Hoosier State always made me feel like family. That's why I trust Indiana's hometown mortgage lender, Bailey & Wood. This family-owned company not only gives back to the communities they serve, but also with their 5-star customer service, they can close on your dream home in days, not weeks. So remember, Indiana, you can always get your mortgages at a snap with Bailey & Wood.
Hey, Jeff, how does this look? Yay!
Not bad, bud, but let's stick to mortgages.
Back here to begin the second quarter. Center Grove from the 1-yard line, trying to run it in for the score. No signal from the officials.
I mean, man, it sure looked like he was in, but no indication. They're saying he's shy.
He's going to be right up against the goal line.
He was on about the 2-yard line, but that one's going to be spotted, man, inside the 1.
Rick, who ran that one?
That was Ricky Lange. But you know what? They got some big boys up front, but it should be straight ahead from Sloan.
Another handoff, and
they're just not getting any. He's inside. He's in the end zone.
No indication. And now it's a touchdown. Center Grove scores. He did break the plane. That's Ricky Lange.
It was landed in the end zone, and they just had to wait for all the bodies to uncover.
1-yard touchdown run by the sophomore, Ricky Lange. Now, does Center Grove go for 2, or are they going to kick the PAT kick? Looks like Dallas Cornpropes is out there to kick.
Why is the clock running?
And let's see here. For Ricky Lange, he now has 3 touchdowns on the season. And Dallas Cornpropes in to kick the PAT kick.
I think
it is good.
I like that decision. I don't like chasing points already. Obviously, this Trotwood team, when they score, is going to go for 2 every time because they don't have a kicker. So I like, you kick the extra points and see what happens. But a good drive by Center Grove. A couple of huge third down conversions by Eli Williams, including the 3rd and 9 one that you got in the end zone there from Ricky Lange.
One of our proud sponsors for Center Grove Trojan football is Reese Restoration. Need home or business repairs? Reese Restoration has you covered. For a free estimate, call 317-954-5408 or visit ReeseRestorationIndy.net online. That's Reese Restoration, building trust, one project at a time. Also, State Farm agent Eric Wykowski will be donating $5 tonight to the Center Grove Education Foundation for each and every Trojan PAT kick and field goal made tonight. Call 317-865-7273 or visit greenwoodagent.com for more information. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, I'd like to hope that they're going to get a lot of money like they have the last couple of weeks, Kevin, on the touchdowns and the PATs. I think it's going to be a different story tonight for Mr. Hobbig and Mr. Kwiatkowski.
Yes, also Hobbig Injury Law of Greenwood will be donating $10 to the Center Grove Education Foundation for every Center Grove touchdown tonight. For trusted injury representation, call 317-528-0666 or visit online hobbiginjurylaw.com.
Well, and Cornpropes has he's going to kick off here. I think he got one instruction, Kevin, all week from his head coach, and that's not to kick it to 0. We'll see if he listened to those instructions.
Should say Hobbig Injury Law is going to be donating that $10 to the Center Grove High School Athletic Department. He's going to kick it to the 15, and this is Deshaun Peterson, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown.
Flag back here, though.
But there's a penalty flag at the 25-yard line. Peterson returns it for the touchdown, but one would think the flag is going to negate the touchdown. Flag at the near side of the field at the 25. It is holding against Trotwood Madison.
Yeah, the kid really didn't have to do it. I saw where it was, and the ball was already past him, and then he just grabbed one of the jerseys of Center Grove. You didn't need to do that, and that takes away a 75-yard touchdown kickoff return.
So it's coming back. What a return, though, by Peterson. He's a senior.
And he's the one that he said not to kick it to Rogers. Guess what? Don't kick it to either one of them.
Maybe just kick it out of bounds and take the penalty.
Have them start at the...
What is that, the 35, I believe?
The 35. I think Coach Moore is that's going to be the strategy from now on.
Unless they ask for a re-kick, which I think you can. Football is at the Ram 14-yard line. Erases the 75-yard return for a touchdown.
This is not speed that Center Grove has seen so far, and they've not adjusted to it well in the first little over a quarter.
As you said on the pregame show, they have 10 players that are being recruited by D1 schools. One's already committed to Purdue. In shotgun formation, he's throwing. This is Sheehy, caught but immediately hits.
Well, he dropped it. It went off of his fingertips. That's number 20, Kaylee Lynn Grant. But that ball was kind of floating up there after it tipped off of his fingertips, but Center Grove couldn't get to it. But
Vinny Hayes on the coverage.
Incompletion on first down.
Thank you for the correction. I looked down for just a second, and it is an incomplete pass. So second down and 10 from the 14 for Madison Trotwood. We're in Trotwood Madison, excuse me. We're in the second quarter, 10.5 minutes to play. 8-7, Center Grove down a point.
And I got a feeling you already see True Paxson on the line of scrimmage.
He's showing blitz. He's dropping back, though.
Oh, and then you miss him.
Almost got the sack. Was that Kobe?
Cherry
Kobe Cherry got the quarterback as he picks up a few yards. He gets it to the 17, so 3 yards, but Kobe was able to bring him down basically with one hand.
Yeah, and Stanley was right there, but quarterback Sheehy just slippery got away from him, but good job by Kobe not giving up on that, and now you got a 3rd and long situation, but you saw what they did last time on 3rd and long. Got to get pressure on Sheehy and make him throw it before he wants to.
3rd and 7 for the Rams. Sheehy in shotgun formation, running back in motion. 5 receivers. He steps up in the pocket, completes to Armani Rogers.
First down.
It is a first down. He's tackled at the 26-yard line. 9-yard completion. Again, 0, Armani Rogers. He's doing everything so far tonight. He might even make the popcorn at halftime.
He's probably the homecoming king as well if they do that at halftime.
Exactly. Talented young man. New set of downs here for the Rams. Running the football. Boy, he is corkscrewed.
Yeah, that was
that a horse collar?
It was either a horse collar or a face mask, and that's going to be a 15-yard variety there.
He got ripped backwards and down. There is a flag. Horse collar or a face mask going against Center Grove, one would think.
No, it wasn't.
They're waving it off. Just a awkward type tackle where the running back got kind of pulled back. Football at the 27. He gets 1 yard.
We're the number 2 team in Indiana.
You can hear the Trotwood Madison fans right in front of us. 2nd down and 9. 9 minutes to play, 2nd quarter, 8-7. Rams lead the Trojans by 1. Well-played football game here in the first half. Here come the linebackers blitzing and fumble. Ball is out. Did the Center Grove Trojans get it before we went out of bounds or not?
We'll see the signal.
Yes, Center Grove recovered. Lincoln Bright, I believe, recovered. I think Lincoln Bright was able to recover the fumble before it went out of bounds, and Center Grove was able to strip it away from the quarterback.
And that's how you're going to win this game, is force a couple turnovers. Sheehy trying to scramble there, and I didn't catch who stripped it, but that ball was heading towards the sidelines, and Lincoln Bright fell on that. So great field position for Center Grove, taking over on Trotwood's 27-yard line. Got to convert on these mistakes.
Football at the Trotwood 27-yard line. Center Grove, 3rd offensive possession. Play action. Pass goes to Don Barry. There's a hold on the edge going against Roman Youngs.
Yeah, got his hands outside. If you keep him in like that, you're okay, but he got his hands outside, and that was number 5, Cam Martinez. We already talked about him on the offensive end. He's playing linebacker as well. You're in a tough situation out there when you're on an island and everybody can see what you're doing, and Youngs gets called for that one, and that's a big loss on 1st down.
Don Barry made the reception. Yards after catch. It did pick up a 1st down, but because of the holding call, it'll remain 1st down, but 1st and very long. Football at the Trotwood Madison 37-yard line.
Yeah, and you can see multiple guys on that Trotwood team playing both sides of the ball.
1st and 20, the call for Coach Eric Moore and the Trojans. And Oscar Sloan under pressure avoids the sack.
That's a good decision.
Gets rid of it to Ricky Lange. It's an incomplete pass, but doesn't take the sack.
Yeah, good coverage down the field by that Ram backfield. And you're right. He was close to getting sacked and just kind of threw it at the feet of Ricky Lange to prevent another big loss. I mean, that holding penalty on 1st down took you definitely out of Thornprope's field goal range.
The fumble recovery by the Center Grove Trojans, presented by Hudson Industrial Services, proudly donating $5 to the Center Grove Education Foundation. Again, they'll donate $5 for each Trojan sack tonight, interception, and fumble recovery. 2nd and 20, Oscar Sloan, play action again, taking a shot to the end zone, and it's going to be picked off at the goal line. Interception by the Rams at around the 1-2 yard line. He was looking for the freshman, it looked like to me, Roman Youngs.
Well, it's either that or Timmons. The problem was they were both kind of running the same route. There wasn't much space in between. Unfortunately, he threw it in between those two, and he threw it right to the Trotwood DB. Timmons was going, I think he was supposed to go probably more down the middle of the field, and there wasn't very much space, so one DB could cover both of those guys, and man, Center Grove turns it right back over after you get a huge fumble recovery. Two turnovers in the first half for the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, so a couple of interceptions thrown by CG, a fumble by Trotwood Madison. The Rams now with the football at their own 2-yard line. 8.5 minutes left to play. We're in the second quarter. Rams 8, Trojans 7.
Man, and look at the Center Grove's got 7 guys on that line of scrimmage. Frankie Hayes right over the guard, and they get out, and they get about another yard or so before Lincoln Bright.
Helmet comes off. The running back gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That was Martinez. He was wrapped up by a gang of Center Grove defenders. Physical sport, that is for sure.
In Indiana, when you lose your helmet, you got to come out of play, but not the same in Ohio. That's Ted Kitchell's favorite.
Yeah, rules are different from state to state, so you go with the rules that you're playing in. So obviously we're in Ohio tonight.
And look at Frankie Hayes again is up on that line of scrimmage, fully expecting the run.
6 in the box for the Trojans, and they do run the football, and Center Grove stuffs it.
Yeah, they get about another yard, Kevin, so it's going to be 3rd and 7. We'll see if Trotwood decides to throw the ball here.
They started at the 2. They got 1 yard to the 3, and now their 2 looks like the 4. And we have whistles on the field. Do we have an injury? Looks like Martinez, the running back. He's going to run
when you lose somebody off on the offensive side, Kevin, you lose them on the defensive side as well. And you're playing both ways. And Martinez has been playing linebacker. It's a big play, obviously, for both teams. Trotwood trying to get out from the shadow of their own goal line. Center Grove would love nothing better when you don't have a true punter make them punt from their own end zone.
3rd and 8 is the call.
We get a timeout from Trotwood. Yep.
Timeout.
Jeff Graham, head coach for the Trotwood Madison Rams, takes a timeout, stops the clock with 7:21 to play. Opening half presented in part by the Skin Lab. Discover your best skin yet at the Skin Lab, offering modern aesthetic treatments in a welcoming space where you're treated like family. Call 317-743-8997 or book online at theskinlab.com. Coming up at halftime, Center Grove Athletic Director Joe Bronkeller would join us on our Race Going Auto Group halftime show.
Great crowd here, Kevin. I mean, you look at this Trotwood side of the bleachers, and they're all lined up. Like I said, it's homecoming night, so there'll be some homecoming festivities during halftime here at Trotwood, but a great crowd here for the home team. Center Grove brought over some parents and family members as well. 2-hour drive, probably close to 100 over there on Center Grove side. Big play here, 3rd and 7 from their own 4.
Center Grove once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in the box, right on that D-line, and he's going to look to pass. Sheehy going deep, middle of the field, led his man too much. Incomplete pass. Was he held? He looked like he wanted a flag. Tristan Bozeman, the senior at 6'2", was the intended receiver. Was he looking for a flag?
I think
was there
he
a
was,
tug on the
but
jersey?
he was also about 10 yards over his head, so I don't know if that tug, if it was there. But, yeah, that's the danger you get by sending so many guys. But now, big opportunity for Center Grove, punting from their own end zone.
That's our man, Armani Rogers. Kicking, punting, catching, scoring. Again,
Rogers was punted one time this year for 43 yards.
Make sure he punts. He's in his own end zone, but he's a tremendous athlete.
Come up and get the ball.
A wobbler of a punt, but it's going to be taken at the Trotwood 35-yard line.
But
Charlie Aune, the junior, returns it to the 30. They'll spot him at the 30-yard line, 5 yards.
But a great field position for Center Grove, and that's exactly why that was such a big play. About a 31-yard punt for Rogers. Aune picks up about 5 or 6 on the return. So Center Grove, once again, just like they did last possession, take over in great field position, but you got to do something with it. You got to put points on the board. You can't have mistakes. They're ready to go, and now Trotwood slow to get on the field. Once again, when you got guys going both ways, man, there's not much time at all to catch your breath or get a breather. Don't know why we're waiting here. Referee trying to get in position on the other sideline.
7:07 to play. We're in the second quarter. Center Grove down 1, 8-7. Another high snap. Good job by Oscar Sloan. He's got good size. Oscar does about 6'2", 6'3". Hands it off. Center Grove some tough yards up the middle.
Yeah, a little about over 3 yards or so for Lange.
Football at the 27, so 3 yards.
Well, and you don't see a lot of guys coming in to sub either on that Trotwood defense. So once again, Coach Moore really hoping that maybe playing both sides will pay off in the second half for Center Grove.
Lange.
And nothing there, and that's Weiss, and Lange fumbled. Oh, my
Fumble.
gosh. 3 turnovers in the first half.
Fumble by the Trojans. That's Center Grove's 3rd turnover.
Well, that was the big boy up front, Jamarcus Weiss, Purdue commit. Forced that turnover and then recovered it himself, and man, Center Grove has absolutely squandered 2 great starting field positions the last 2 drives. And like I said, just like last year, you had 4 turnovers against Trotwood. You've got 3 in the first half. Probably lucky you're only down 1 point.
Football at the Trotwood Madison 28-yard line, 6:25 to play, second quarter, 8-7 Rams. Lead by 1 over the Trojans. Sheehy under center, new formation. Hands it off. Center Grove hits the running back in the backfield, drops him for a loss at the 25, a 3-yard loss.
And Kevin, we've seen the adjustments at halftime the last couple weeks from Coach Daniels and that defensive staff. We saw it. We're seeing it now after 1 quarter, and those adjustments are put 2 or 3 more guys on the front line, specifically Frankie Hayes over that nose tackle position, and just send those guys and make Trotwood do some uncomfortable things. And right there, a big loss in the backfield on first down.
Once again, under center, I formation with a fullback, play action. Sheehy across the middle, throws it too high, incomplete pass. It appeared he was looking for Bozeman across the middle.
And Bozeman was open. He just air-mailed it over his head. That's the thing, too. You allow pretty much any high school quarterback to sit back there and just take his time and figure out where he wants to go with the ball. He's very dangerous, but you speed him up a little bit, and that's any quarterback. That's Center Grove's quarterback at Trotwood. Who else? Or whomever else. And right there you saw Sheehy a little bit high with that. Now 3rd and long again for the Rams.
Dallas Sheehy in the gun. 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. He's going to step up, trying to avoid the pressure, gets out of it, and gets the first down to the 41-yard line.
You lose contain. You got Bright coming off the end, and he absolutely lost contain and allowed Sheehy to pick up a huge first down on 3rd and long.
16 yards.
I mean, you can pretty much see Sheehy wants to look for his first option. If he doesn't have it, he's going to pull it down and run.
16 yards for Sheehy. New set of downs for the Rams. 5:10 to play in the first half, and once again, Center Grove doing a good job against the run.
Yeah, that's Paxton right there coming up from that linebacker position.
Maybe a yard to the 42 for Martinez. He's back in there running after he went out last possession because of a leg injury. 2nd down and 9. We're under 5 minutes to play first half. Center Grove has been plagued by 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. Rams have 1 fumble.
And all of those inside the 30-yard line, Kevin. That's huge when you don't get any points off of those.
Sheehy looking right, throwing right, completing. Center Grove wraps up the receiver. And
great tackle by Micaiah out there. He's been forced into action. They got some DBs that are out as well, and Ryan Micaiah comes in, and that's a great sure tackle. You don't make that tackle, he probably goes 70 yards for a touchdown.
Bozeman with the reception to the 48-yard line, 6 yards, 3rd and 3 for the Rams. They got to get it to the Trojan 49.
And you got to figure it might be 4-down territory for the Rams as well. When you trust your defense as much as they do, for good reason, might be 4-down territory. Center Grove showing blitz again. Paxson and Frankie Hayes at that line of scrimmage.
He's under pressure. Lincoln Bright throws the quarterback down, and there's no flag. I thought that might be a late hit, but there's not.
He didn't catch that. Yeah, I was going to say that's
incomplete pass, so it's 4th and 3.
Again, Micaiah, great coverage right there, and you force Sheehy to throw it a little bit earlier than what he wanted to, and you get a good stop there. Now, if you're on come up and get that.
Also, make sure Armani Rogers punts this away. He's a tremendous athlete.
That is an excellent point, Kevin.
The fact that it's 4th and 3, he could take off and just run for the first down. Kind of a high snap. He's going to punt it. Good hang time. And Oné is going to back away from it, and it takes a tremendous roll for the Rams inside the 10. It's still moving closer to the 5. Wow. What a punt.
Well, you got to come up. That ball was high enough. You got to come up and get that ball. That probably cost Center Grove almost 20 yards. That's how it landed on about the 26-yard line, but then it took a great Trotwood bounce. Center Grove going to take over in their worst field position after having a really good field position the last couple times. You've got to make sure you don't give them an easy score right here.
From the Trojan 6-yard line, he's throwing, and he is completing the pass to the far sideline. Aiden Francis, the senior, split in with the reception. Yards after catch, he picks up the first down.
They had a lot of space there between Francis and the DB on that side. Good job by Oscar just getting it to Francis, and then you go straight up the field, and that gets you a little bit of space there. About 13 yards, Kevin.
Oscar Sloan on the draw play. Ricky Lange, another first down. He's across the 30. We were talking about that yesterday, how great Oscar Sloan is on.
Oh, that was a fantastic
on that on the handoff. He fakes so well, like he's going to pass, and then he does that draw play. He just really sells it.
Well, in a team that's really good defensively in the backfield, safety and DB, you can get them to think that it's going to be a pass, and once you get past those linebackers, and you got some room to run, and that's what happened right there with Ricky Lange.
Let's go, Trotwood!
On a new set of downs, Dom Berry.
That's a great
tight end gets outside. Good block on the edge. Was that Timmons?
That was
Roman Youngs.
Absolutely buried his guy. Timmons also did a good job on the right side, but that time Roman kept the hands inside.
Inside, you're right. The fans here on the near side wanted to hold, but he did a better job. You're right. He kept the hands inside. Rick, that's another first down, 11 yards for Dom Berry.
Yeah, good catch by Berry.
2:37 on the clock. He was able to get out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. Oscar Sloan with a clean pocket. Screen pass complete to Brody Tilton. Down that far side film, 30. He's down the sideline. Cuts it back in to the 5. He's tackled just short of the goal line. He's going to be tackled at the 2.
Wow, what a great play call there again by Coach Siderwitz. It's Tilton out there. Tilton's got speed to burn and makes a couple moves and comes real close to getting in that end zone.
55 yards.
2:23 left, and now you're 2 yards away from taking your first lead of tonight's ball game.
Tilton gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. Center Grove quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Double wing back.
Ricky Lange, the wingback in motion, takes the handoff, looks for the pylon, dives, and he scores. 2-yard touchdown run. Ricky Lange, his second score tonight.
How's that, Kevin, for a 93-yard drive? All but 2 of those plays via the air. That huge screen pass to Tilton for 52 yards gets him down inside the 5, and then Ricky Lange takes it over for his second touchdown.
Yeah, first lead for CG, 13-8, 1:57 to play, but again, the pass from Sloan to Tilton, covering, 53 yards, set up that great run by Ricky Lange. Trojans call a timeout.
He's looking at putting his offense back on the field, Kevin. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going to go for 2 here to try to get up by 7 points.
Rick, let's go to our Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard here at Trotwood Madison, 13-8, Center Grove by 5.
I can't see the scores, guys. I don't have my screen in front of me.
Got to lean back. Oh, wow. Brownsburg at home winning big over Fishers, 28-0 in the second quarter. Trying to see if we can get to our next score or not. Laptop not behaving.
Technical difficulties on the road.
That's all right. We got halftime coming up. We'll get to it in just a moment. Let's get back to action here at Center Grove going for 2. Full backfield here. You got 3 running backs in the backfield and Oscar Sloan under center.
They might be just trying to draw them off.
Yeah, long signal count.
Yeah, then they're going to probably kick. They'll back it up. And
Oscar Sloan, again, trying to
still
do that hard count, trying to see if he can get Trotwood to jump offside.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Center Grove will take the penalty, surprisingly. I guess you don't want to take that timeout, I suppose, and maybe now kick the PAT.
Yeah, now you'll kick the PAT. It's going to go back to the 7, so. Good job by that Trotwood defense and not jumping. That was the entire.
Rick, how about that Brownsburg score?
I was surprised that Avon was as close as they were to Brownsburg last week, but maybe it's a Brownsburg team you got to be able to outscore, and I don't think Fishers can, obviously.
So with the penalty, this is a 25-yard PAT kick by Dallas Kornprobst. Ooh, low snap. Good job by the holder, though, to get it off the turf and put it on the block. Well, that's Reese Oliver. It is good. 14-8, Center Grove leads it.
Well, a great drive there, Kevin. You take over on your own 7-yard line. I'm talking about don't make any mistakes and give them some easy points. Instead, you go 93 yards in about 4 minutes, and actually less than that, mostly off of the arm of Oscar Sloan, the quarterback. Now your defense needs to step up one more time here in the last possession of the first half.
Dallas now 24-25 on PAT kicks. Austin, let's go back to the scoreboard. It's now functioning better. HSE leads Westfield 7-6 in the second quarter, being played at Westfield at home. It's a battle of the top dogs. It's Carmel Greyhounds leading the Columbus North Bulldogs 14-0 in the second quarter. Also, we have in the first quarter at Tech, Lawrence North winning big 28-0. In the second quarter, Lawrence Central leads Pike, 14-7. That's being played at Pike, the mid-contest. Ben Davis at home taking on Warren Central. Giants 14, Warriors 7. That's in the second quarter. Avon at home trails in the second quarter to Franklin Central 7-0. Southport at home still looking to score its first point of the season. They're down to Cathedral 37-0.
Oh my.
They haven't scored this year. Roncalli at Guerin Catholic leading 35-0. That's in the second quarter.
Well, what do you think?
And first quarter, you got Zionsville leading Noblesville 7-0.
What do you think Mr. Kornprobst is going to do with this kickoff, Kevin? Laying it on the track somewhere?
Squib it, kick it out of bounds.
I don't think a squib. You kick the ball onto the track.
We'll see. He's going to squib it. And it's going to be taken just inside the 35 at around the 34, and the up man's going to go straight down. That's what Coach Moore wanted.
Yep,
Anything 35 and inside the 35, he'll take that tonight.
That is what you're going to see the rest of the ball game if Center Grove can score some more. Well, big possession now here. Each team has 2 timeouts left, so Center Grove needs to try to get a stop here at the end of the first half. Once again, Trotwood will get the ball
to begin the second half, and Corn Probes will probably do that again, the squib kick.
Yeah, we got the ball started.
Yeah, Center Grove got the ball. Because Coach said on the pregame show, if they were going to win the coin toss, he wanted the football. We had the football. Center Grove did, at least to begin tonight's ball game. Pass complete, right, kind of that quick slant, if you will. Pass complete.
That was a great pass, great catch by 15.
Not on my roster.
No.
Unless it's Fields. Could it be Zaire Fields? Possibly.
No, that one got deflected at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that was, Kobe Cherry, the Purdue commit, on the Center Grove side of things. Good job. You can't get to the quarterback, get those arms up, and you've seen Sheehy the last couple times just try to get those quick hitters. I think that has to do with Center Grove bringing pressure, and he's trying to get rid of the ball. And now 3rd and 2 situation. Can you get another stop?
Football at the Ram 43-yard line. Sheehy, long signal count. Claps the hands, throws here to the near side, right through the arms of the hands of Armani Rogers.
Yeah,
Wonder if he lost it in the lights or something.
I don't think that. It was either that or that ball had some juice on it, Kevin. And now decision time for Trotwood. Are they going to try to – it doesn't look like so far that they're going to – well, here comes Rogers out to punt.
Rogers now out to punt. Again,
very
4th and
careful.
2. Rogers is dangerous.
I know you're on their own. They're on their own side of the field. They're going to call a timeout here to talk about it. 1:32 left. They're on their own 43. Center Grove should probably just be in the base defense with the one guy back on A, which is what they've done a couple times. Really, Kevin, I know we've been critical of this defense in that first quarter, but, I mean, you look up at the clock or you look up at the board and they've given up the 1 touchdown. So they've already gotten a couple turnovers. So you got to credit the adjustments that they made from the first quarter to the second quarter, because in this second quarter so far they've been really good against a very talented team.
Yeah, Trotwood again undefeated 4-0. They're averaging 47 points a contest, giving up just 12 points a game. They play in the Southwest Ohio Conference. They're in Division II, which I would say, based on their enrollment, they're comparable to a 4A team in the state of Indiana. In Max Preps, Trotwood, number 46 in the state. Division II, they're number 16 in Ohio. In the Dayton area, they're number 6. Again, their enrollment, 830 students. And
I got told 1,000.
Was it 1,000?
In the press box, but yeah.
And D1 players, again, they got 10 being recruited. 1 already signed with Purdue. 4th and 2. He is putting the foot into it. It's a line drive punt. One's going to take it from just inside the 20 at the 19. He's to the 24 and driven out of bounds. 1:23 on the clock. It'll be Trojan ball from their own 24.
And now we'll see what Center Grove decides to do. Pretty good drive last time by Center Grove. It's probably one of those things Coach Moore typically on these kind of in-the-half situations wants to see what they can do in the first couple plays. If they can get some yardage, then they'll go hurry up and see if they can get some more points on the board. Also, it's a huge thing when you got a field goal kicker that's probably good from 45 in, Kevin. So you really only got to get down to about the 30 or so to have a chance for a kick. You've still got 2 timeouts left.
Oscar, delayed handoff.
That's a good job by that defensive line that time. So now that's what you'll see is if he'd got a big gain on first down there, but instead Coach Moore probably going to be perfectly happy to go into halftime being up in this game. They'll tell Oscar to run this one all the way down to 30 seconds. They'll probably run Lange again. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't get very much yardage on this one. It wouldn't surprise me to see Trotwood use their last timeout. Because obviously when you got a punt returner like Rogers is, you want to give him as many opportunities as possible to make a big play.
So the football was spotted at the 25. Lange picks up 2 yards. It's at the Trojan 27. 2nd down and 8. 30 seconds to play in this opening half on the jet sweep. That's Brody Tilton to the 50, 40. They're chasing him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Brody Tilton. I don't see any flags.
73 yards.
Brody Tilton. Man,
oh my.
He kicked it in gear, didn't he?
Wow, he ran away from people there. And, I mean, that's just a simple, let's see if we can get a few yards and try to run out this clock. And 70, might have been 74 yards later, Brody Tilton takes it to the house. Wow.
I'd say 73. 73 yards for Tilton. Impressive run by Tilton.
22 seconds left. And how about that? In the last 2 minutes, Center Grove's put 2 touchdowns on the board.
Third touchdown for Tilton this season. Kick by Dallas Cornprobst is good. Wow. 21-8, Center Grove leads it with 22 seconds left to play in the first half. That was huge.
That was gargantuan. I mean, like I said, you run the draw with Lange to the first play, and you're kind of like, hey, we didn't do much. They run that clock all the way down to like 35 seconds and then hand it off to Tilton. Tilton does a good job. He gets outside first, but then he puts his foot in the ground, cuts it straight up the field, and he's off to pay dirt, and he ran away from people in the last 50 yards.
So for the Center Grove Trojans, Rick, 21 unanswered points, all coming here in the second quarter after being down 8-0 after the first quarter.
I talked about the what looked like just not a lot of activity, not a lot of emotion over on that Center Grove sideline at the start of the second quarter. Completely different picture now. You've got guys moving around, jumping around, and you're right. 21 straight points here in the second quarter will do that. We got anybody special to talk to at halftime?
We do. Joe Bronkel is on deck.
No, I said special. He's not even listening.
Are you talking about Joe's wife? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that would be a much better interview than Joe.
So Joe's coming up here in just a moment on our halftime show. Stay tuned for that. 21-8, Center Grove leads Trotwood Madison here in Trotwood, Ohio.
Once again, a squib kick here. 22 seconds left. Do not give that momentum right back to Trotwood.
Squibbing it again, middle of the field. It's going to be scooped up at around the 22-yard line.
Oh.
Good job by the Trojan special team. Somebody really got a big hit.
That's Goins, Nathan Goins.
Well done. He hit Bozeman really hard as he came across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
Once again, this defensive backfield for Center Grove got to be really smart right here. Your safety should be about 20 yards deep. If they catch it in front of you, come up and make a good sure tackle. One timeout left for Trotwood. Ball on the 31.
Also coming up, we'll have our Dan Gamdoff Financial Services scoreboard. Interesting scores tonight. Warren Central was down to Ben Davis.
That's
Brownsburg was blowing out Fishers.
I'm going to give Ben Davis a little life in the last week, them scoring 35 points.
Now that my alma mater was up 7-0.
Whoa, got a lot of movement here. 5, I think, moved first for Trotwood.
Laundry all over the field. False start against the Rams.
Yeah, they should move. I think you should move that clock back to 22, but I'm not going to say anything.
I think it was at 19. It says 18 at the moment.
Oh, you're right. It was 22 when we kicked off. There you go. Good job, Kevin.
So they took 1 second off, but you're right. They should put it back to 19, and that's what they're going to do. Looks like 19 back on.
Yeah, I'd even have the safeties Yoder and Ane back even further. Cannot let them just run by. Oh, they're just going to take a knee. That'll be the half.
That will take us to halftime here in Trotwood, Ohio. The Center Grove Trojans scoring 21 unanswered points here in the second quarter. They lead it 21-8. Up next, our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. This is Center Grove Trojan football, presented by IU Health.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
At the barn at Bayhorse Inn, timeless charm and natural beauty create one of Indiana's most unforgettable settings. Surrounded by woods yet close to the city, it's where weddings, celebrations, and life's most meaningful moments become cherished memories. Right out front, the land has taken on new purpose with Shiloh's Corner, a Cunningham Group development. Named after Shiloh, a special horse who once roamed that very pasture, this project honors the land's history while creating new spaces for dining, retail, and community connection. And just down the road, you'll find the stables of Bayhorse Inn, where riders of all ages discover the joy of horseback riding. From first lessons to the show ring, from pony parties to camps for kids, the stables celebrate the magic of the horse and the community it inspires. Together, these places reflect a vision of growth, tradition, and connection, where memories are made and Greenwood continues to thrive.
The GMC Sierra EV exceeds everything you thought an electric truck could be. Navigate your way with a massive customizable touchscreen. Experience the convenience of hands-free driving with Super Cruise. And the Sierra EV can double as a mobile power source with 10 outlets, even powering your home for up to 21 days. This month only, lease a GMC Sierra EV for as low as $749 a month and never be left in the dark again. Only at Ray Skillman GMC.
Don't settle for average. Choose Mark Linder, president of the Mark Linder team at Century 21 Sheets. From cozy starter homes to $1 million houses and everything in between, he sells them all. With over 30 years of experience and consistently in the top 1% of real estate agents in the state of Indiana, Mark Linder knows this market like the back of his hands. Mark Linder supports the Trojans and our community because it's not just his job, it's his home. And just like any great football player, Mark Linder can tackle it all. Everybody gets the same care and attention, no matter who you are. Mark is proud to call Johnson County home, but even prouder to help others do the same. Blue signs, expert advice, and results that speak for themselves.
In the heart of Center Grove, where hard work runs deep and neighbors look out for each other, you'll find Johnson's Hauling and Excavating.
We specialize in commercial projects, including land clearing, site and utilities, completed with precision, safety, and pride. This isn't just a business, it's a family legacy. Born and raised right here in Center Grove, we built a reputation on trust, reliability, and getting the job done right.
When it's time to start your next project, make Johnson's your first call.
We're at halftime. This is the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Center Grove leads 21-8 over Trotwood Madison here in Trotwood, Ohio. Kevin Conrad now joined by Center Grove High School Athletic Director Joe Broncella. And Joe, what a great second quarter for the Center Grove Trojans. They got down 8-0 after the first quarter, 21 points here in the second quarter, and a nice big touchdown right there before halftime.
Yeah, I woke up here to the press box. It was 8-7, and I've been waiting for the quarter to end, and we went ahead. Coach Moore probably won't let me back down there.
Maybe you need to stay up in the press box for the second half.
Good luck charm up here, I guess.
That's right. Joe, some big news yesterday. How about Ivan Smith getting the tennis facility named after him? So fitting. Ivan Smith, the Hall of Fame coach for the Center Grove tennis program. Just an unbelievable day yesterday for Ivan and the entire Center Grove community.
You know, not just a remarkable tennis coach, but a remarkable human being. And for us to be able to name that after Coach Smith is something, you know, that's well-deserved and well-earned for the things that he brought to Center Grove tennis all those years and to build us to what we are now.
Also, big news last week, Joe, the Center Grove Trojans, along with the Carmel Greyhounds, returning back to the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference. A lot of work by a lot of people behind the scenes to make this happen, and it's going to happen, it sounds like, next school year. I know for you and in your department, it's been a real challenge to schedule events the last 2 to 3 years. Going back to the MIC, that's going to be a big help.
Yeah, you know, we've had some really unique scheduled games in the last 4 years, and to have a little bit more familiarity with some Indianapolis area schools, especially the ones we have great tradition with. You know, all of us 8 together just makes that whole conference stronger. So, you know, I've not been a part of it yet because I came in right when we left, or right when it was moved out. I can't wait to start working with those other 7 schools.
Also, Joe, in a couple of weeks, we're at Lawrence Central next week, but in 2 weeks from tonight, Center Grove hosting Cathedral, always a big crowd. It's going to be homecoming for Center Grove, and also the Trojans are going to honor the Center Grove 2015 and 2020 state championship teams. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years and 5 years for those 2 undefeated state championship teams. They're going to be honored, players coming back, because plus it's going to be homecoming. It's just going to be a great night of football.
Yeah, what a fitting time to have a homecoming celebration with those groups of individuals. You know, the link will go out for the people. We want those student athletes to please register so they can get in with no charge for those team members. And what better game to do it with than the Cathedral Fighting Irish? And we want to make sure that we keep them on their own side and we fill the rest of the stands. So let's get as many people there as possible. Also, Joe, your student athletic leadership team will be hosting the Trick or Treat with the Trojans October 27th, 6 to 8 in the evening in the Student Activity Center at Center Grove High School. This is always a special evening for the youngsters. Yeah, you know, it's a great collaboration between all of our sports teams. If you haven't been to it, October 27th, I'd make sure to come and at least experience the unity of all 20-some sports programs. We also have a couple clubs that partake in that as well. The entire Student Activity Center is filled with tables. I think the line last year was from the Student Activity Center through the hallway by the wrestling room, all the way outdoor 9, all the way through the student parking lot. So it just continues to grow and grow. It's a 2-hour window. If anyone is interested, because we have some individuals that are worried about sensory, come around 7:30. And it's a little bit lighter, so anyone that's really worried about that, I would really want them to come then.
So again, that's Trick or Treat with the Trojans, October 27th, 6 to 8 in the Student Activity Center at Center Grove High School. Also, Joe, it's hard to believe we're about ready to turn that page. State tournament time for a lot of our fall sports teams. Starting Monday, the girls golf team at Hickory Stick. I know you'll be out there hosting the sectional on Monday.
Yeah, you know, we got girls golf Monday, hoping for that forecast to clear up a little bit. It looks pretty wet. Tennis the following week, and then we really roll. I mean, heck, we're almost halfway through the football season and the regular season now. It's unbelievable that when it starts, how fast everything goes.
Joe, appreciate you stopping by here at halftime. It's this is really a nice venue and a very festive evening. It's homecoming here for Trotwood Madison, so they have a great crowd tonight. And I felt like, for the most part, for the Center Grove fans, a good crowd tonight. Again, it's about a 2-hour trip over here.
Yeah, I've never been here. I've only seen a Google Map picture. So coming here was a great surprise. And I don't know if you saw pregame, their band gave an unbelievable performance over by our warm-up area. You know, and I also want to give a shout out to our band. They've been so good, so great at our games this year, and bringing so much excitement. I'm so excited to see them and when they perform.
And one final question, Joe, for you. As we play here at Trotwood tonight, again, going back to the MIC conference, a lot of people have been asking, so will Center Grove travel like this going forward? And I don't think we're going to travel, obviously, as much, but here and there, maybe we do have a long trip once in a while, but not like what we've seen the last couple of seasons.
You know, the fortunate thing about the MIC is there's 7 other schools. The unfortunate thing is that there's 9 weeks, so those other 2 weeks of non-conference games, who knows how creative we'll be. It's always been a challenge to find teams that will want to play us in football. So hopefully, you know, we can rekindle some of those previous and continue with, you know, Cathedral, who we'll see in a few weeks. And I'd love to figure out how to get Trinity back, because I thought that was always a great game for us too.
Yeah, Center Grove, I think 3-1 against Trinity. That was a fantastic matchup between Center Grove and Louisville Trinity. That would be a good one to keep on the schedule.
Always a great group, and when we go down there, they're very hospitable to our team. A beautiful facility that they have, and then when they come to us, they are always great visitors.
Joe, again, thanks for the time here at halftime. Let's have a great second half.
Thank you, and thanks again, Kevin, for having me up.
Thank you very much. Joe Broncella, Center Grove High School Athletic Director, joined us here at intermission on the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Center Grove leading Trotwood Madison 21-8 here at intermission. We'll take a break and be back with more of our halftime show after this timeout.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Our clients operate in a world of constant evolution. At Forvis Mazars, we always look ahead. Listening to our clients' unique challenges and needs, we deliver audit and assurance, tax, and consulting solutions that are tailored and personal. We are Forvis Mazars, built for what's next.
Get a $39 furnace tune-up from Peterman Brothers.
September only, we're running a preseason deal for our peak performance tune-up.
Get peace of mind you won't have any heating surprises for just $39.
Visit PetermanHVAC.com to schedule today.
Some people spend all day washing and buffing their ride to shiny perfection by hand. But you've learned the fine art of delegation.
The Southwestern Indiana Sports Network offers high school fans a chance to follow your favorite team. Check out our website at www.swisportsnetwork.com. Search for our Roku channel by searching SWI Sports Network. The Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosler Communications. Go Trojans!
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
The GMC Sierra EV exceeds everything you thought an electric truck could be. Navigate your way with a massive customizable touchscreen. Experience the convenience of hands-free driving with Super Cruise. And the Sierra EV can double as a mobile power source with 10 outlets, even powering your home for up to 21 days. This month only, lease a GMC Sierra EV for as low as $749 a month and never be left in the dark again. Only at Ray Skillman GMC.
Welcome back to Trotwood, Ohio. Homecoming night tonight for the Trotwood Madison Rams. 21-8, Center Grove leads it here at halftime. This is our Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Before we get to our halftime statistics and a recap of our opening half, let's go to our Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard. Another big night of high school football. Hard to believe it's week number 5 in Indiana high school football. And halftime, Brownsburg leads Fishers 28-7. Bulldogs scoring a lot of points this season. At Westfield, at intermission, the Shamrocks trail HSE 7-6. In the second quarter, Carmel shutting out Columbus North 28-0.
I thought that one might get a little ugly after seeing Columbus North lose big against Roncalli last week, and that's held to form.
At Tech, Lawrence North winning big 41-0. That's in the second quarter. Also second quarter at home, Pike in a mid game against Lawrence Central. Bears 14, Red Devils 7. 17-14, Warren Central has pulled in front of Ben Davis at halftime by 3. Franklin Central in a good one at Avon. Flashes 10, Orioles 7 in the second quarter. Southport again has not scored this season. They're down 37-0 in the second quarter to the Cathedral Fighting Irish. Roncalli Royals winning big up on the north side of Noblesville against Gearin Catholic at halftime, 49-7.
Wow.
And Noblesville scoreless at home. Zionsville Eagles have 10 on the board. That's at halftime. Here in Trotwood, Center Grove 21, Trotwood Madison 8. The Rams scored a touchdown in that opening quarter, 42-yard touchdown pass to Armani Rogers, 5:17 to play in that opening quarter. Center Grove did not score in the first quarter, but the Trojans did put up 3 scores in the second quarter. Ricky Lange on a 1-yard touchdown run. PAT kick was good by Cornpropes, made it 8-7. Center Grove down a point. And then Center Grove with a minute 57 to play in that opening, or second quarter, I should say, in that late first half. Lange on a 2-yard touchdown run made it 14-8 Center Grove. And then right before halftime, how about Brody Tilton with that big carry, 73 yards, and Center Grove went up 21-8 with 22 seconds right before halftime. So again, the Trojans with a big second quarter.
Man, that was a huge last 2 minutes for Center Grove. Honestly, they were down 8-7. They scored with a minute 57, and then that 22 seconds left. That Tilton 73-yard run, man, that really feels like, you know, it's something that Center Grove sidelines just got completely jacked up, because you're basically looking like you're going to just run out the clock, Kevin, and just go into halftime up by a score and be happy about it. And Tilton goes around the left side, puts his foot in the ground, and then just flat out gets up the field and runs away from people. 73 yards later, he gets a touchdown. So, yeah, some halftime numbers, Kevin. Oscar Sloan, 10 for 14, 109 yards. Does have those 2 picks. Ricky Lange, 12 for 41, 2 touchdowns for Ricky. Did have 1 fumble. Tilton, 2 carries, 76 yards and a TD. Once again, remember, Biggerstaff, another running back, went down early for Center Grove on the first drive of the game. So Tilton getting some opportunities here, and he's come through big time. Receiving-wise, Don Barry's got a couple catches for 20 yards. Eli Williams has got a couple carries for 15 yards. And then Brody Tilton, once again, had 1 catch for, I think, 52, 53 yards. So Tilton, in the first half, 3 touches, 130 yards for that young man. For Trotwood, Sheehy, 5 for 11, 87 yards. Really feel like, though, Kevin, Center Grove's done a really good job after that first drive of Trotwood. Obviously, Sheehy had that big 42-yard touchdown pass, but other than that, they've only thrown for 45 yards. Martinez 8 for 26, and then Rogers, the guy that Coach Moore was most fearful of. 2 catches, 51 yards, 1 TD.
We're just moments away before we get the second half underway.
Well, and it's kind of crazy, Kevin. And over here, Trotwood, they have homecoming tonight, and then the entire homecoming festivities are at halftime. That includes players. So all of the players are part of the homecoming court. Weiss, their big-time defensive lineman, he just got crowned homecoming king. But the biggest thing in my mind, all I could think about, Kevin, is if I'm the coach and I don't get the opportunity to talk to my players at halftime and make adjustments, that's a big deal. So they're still trying to finish up homecoming festivities here, and there's no sign of the Trotwood team out here, and they've already started the 3-minute clock.
I just received a text asking, what's the record for the longest halftime? I said, maybe tonight's game.
What did it
tonight's
start?
halftime.
Did it start with 20 minutes?
Might be, and then add 3, so it might
be.
Yeah, it might be about 23 minutes here at halftime. But again, it's homecoming, a lot of homecoming festivities. Good crowd here on the near side.
Great crowd in this Trotwood home side, Kevin. Been very welcoming to us, Kevin. Got a great space up here. Both the head athletic director and assistant athletic director came up and asked if we needed anything, and very hospitable our trip over here.
You know it's great when they say you need to enter through the VIP entrance. So for the first time, I told the young ladies out there, I'm like, hey, I'm being treated like a VIP.
I don't even get to enter the VIP entrance at my own house, Kevin. I usually get told, go through the laundry room, go in the back door. Nobody wants to see you. Go in our house. So, I mean, you're right. It's the first and only time we're VIPs here. And make sure Stacy and Renee pay attention to this broadcast and give us a little respect, Kevin. I know Renee's not listening, so I'm safe. So Stacy usually is listening, so I better be careful.
Might get home tonight. The door might be locked.
You might be wanting to try to go through the VIP door at my house tonight, Kevin.
So Center Grove 4-0 on the season. Trotwood Madison also 4-0 on the season. Coach Moore's had great success over the years against Ohio teams. He's 5-1 all-time against Ohio teams, and versus out-of-state teams, Coach Moore's teams, 8 wins, 3 losses. Again, this Trotwood team, they've won 3 state championships here in the state of Ohio, 2011, 2017, and 2019. So they've had some great
and a lot of those
programs.
Both the championships and the runner-ups, Kevin, were in about an 8 or 9 year period. So they were absolutely loaded. Just talking to some of the guys up here in the press box, they're in Division 2, or I think that's what it's called.
It is Division 2.
10, and 1 is the highest
correct
in Ohio. So they're in the second, even though they're only 1,000-ish students, 900 or so students. They're in the second biggest class there. So obviously a great football tradition, great support here from this crowd, and hopefully Center Grove can keep it up. That second quarter was complete opposite from last week, Kevin, when that Ben Davis game got.
Rick, let's remind our listeners, last year Center Grove led early
15-0 at half.
Yeah, against Trotwood, and ended up winning 28-25 because the Trojans had some mistakes in the second half, allowed the Rams back in the ballgame.
To me, it's all about big plays, Kevin. You cannot allow them to get behind you offensively. You cannot allow them to run a 85-yard kickoff or punt return back. I mean, it's those big plays that is going to be the difference tonight. Center Grove very lucky. I mean, 3 turnovers in the first half, 2 interceptions, a fumble. I really thought that would be the theme at halftime, was the mistakes that Center Grove had made. All of those 3 turnovers inside the 30-yard line, but, man, those 2 big plays at the end of the half, and Center Grove up by a couple scores at half.
Also, we'll have more Center Grove football coming up tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Race-Cohen Stadium. The Center Grove JV team will host Ron Collins, CG-JV 4-0. And that game will be followed up by the CG freshman team taking on Chittard at around 11:30 noon. Rick, along with Coach Travis McMahon, will be on the call for those 2 games coming up tomorrow at Ray-Skillman Stadium. We're ready for the second half. That wraps up our Ray-Skillman Auto Group halftime show. Our third quarter is underway, and once again, it's the low on the ground kick, if you will, by Dallas Cornpropes.
It still feels like every time they pick that up, Kevin, they're a threat to go the distance, but
looks like the tackle made at the 37 for Trotwood Madison at their own 37. You're right about that. They did return 1-1 about 75 yards for a touchdown on a kickoff, but it was called back because of holding. Our second half being presented tonight by IU Health, Howard Companies, Morgan Insurance Group, and Kopetsky Auto Wash. Again, football at the Trotwood Madison 37. Sheehy throwing. He's got a man, Bozeman, but he got twisted around. Incomplete pass. He had at least a two-step lead over his defender, but the ball was kind of thrown behind him.
And Bozeman was wide open, probably, like you said, 2 to 3 steps past the DB for Center Grove.
That was Ryan Micaiah on the coverage.
Once again, that was only a 4-man rush for Center Grove, so I don't know if they are making some adjustments. When they had success in that second quarter, it was because they brought a lot of guys on that line and make Sheehy throw too early.
Second down at 10, high snap. Sheehy handles it, throws to Bozeman. It's complete. He's going to come across the 50 into Center Grove territory. First down at the 47-yard line. 16 yards on the reception. And now Rams going fast. They're to the line of scrimmage. Calling the play at the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers, 1 running back. Quick snap. Sheehy looks left. He's going to throw one high, wafting down the field, and there's some contact. No flag. Bozeman once again, the intended receiver, incomplete. Good coverage by the Trojans.
Yeah, that time he just kind of threw it up there and tried to get Bozeman. Bozeman, I think, a little bit tired on that pass pattern and kind of pulled up. But good coverage by Charlie Aune from that safety position. Yeah, not a lot of pressure on Sheehy again on that one. Can't let him just sit back there. It's very, very difficult on your DBs.
The Rams going with some tempo on that last play. Center Grove bringing the linebacker. Incomplete pass across the middle. Incomplete pass. Looked like Fields was the intended receiver.
I'm chuckling, Kevin, because the gentleman in the press box said, can we get Rogers some touches? And he is spot on. He is their man, Armani Rogers.
I'm telling you, when I talked to Coach Moore yesterday, it was all about number 0, Armani Rogers. And you're right, he scored back in the first quarter, 42-yard touchdown reception.
Now, a lot of guys on that defensive line for Center Grove, but they drop back into coverage. Oh, that ball deflected.
It's intercepted. Frankie Hayes. Wow. He's tackled at the 50-yard line. Interception by Hayes.
That was deflected up front. I think it might have been either Cherry or Wright got a hand on it. Deflected right in the arms of Frankie Hayes, and he gets interception number 1 for him this year. And Center Grove, great field position to start their first drive of the second half.
Second turnover tonight for the Rams. Football at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit different look there from Coach Daniels and that defensive staff. They started out with 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, and then those 2 linebackers, Hayes and Paxson, dropped back into coverage, but Center Grove got enough pressure with the front 4 to cause that turnover.
Oscar Sloan hands it off to Ricky Lange.
Oh, he lost the ball.
And
oh, my gosh.
He fumbled it. Again, it was kind of like that RPO. And Lange never, I don't think, got it cleanly, and it's recovered by Trotwood Madison at the Ram 49.
That's what you worry about, Kevin, when you got some running backs that aren't used to the amount of carries and being in there. And right there, yeah, I think Lange thought Sloan was pulling that back out, and he just took off running, and the ball then was out. And man, 4 turnovers for Center Grove. Just when you get a great stop on defense, get a turnover yourself, then you turn it right back to them at midfield.
2 interceptions, 2 fumbles tonight by the Trojans, a fumble and an interception by Trotwood Madison. The Rams had the football at their own 49-yard line. Each team with a turnover to begin the second half. 11:09 to play in quarter number 3. 21-8, Center Grove leads it. Sheehy under center, drops back. Now he's going to run the football, and he's hammered at the line of scrimmage. Gets it to the 50.
Yeah,
1 yard.
There, a little different look, and I think they were hoping to catch Center Grove peeking in the backfield, but a good job by the defensive backfield of not biting, and then that time a much better job when he scrambled. You had a linebacker come up and absolutely stick him. I kind of wondered if there would be a spy or something on him in the second half with his ability to scramble like he did in the first half.
Sheehy this time drops back into shotgun formation.
And the show blitz again, Kevin.
He's throwing and picked off again.
Micaiah.
He's coming this side of the
Gonna
field.
get a block.
50 to the 40. Some blocks down the sideline. Runs out of bounds inside the 35. He'll be spotted at the Ram 33-yard line. Another interception by the Trojans.
Wow, and Ryan Micaiah put into action tonight with a couple injuries at that cornerback position, and Micaiah right there just drops in zone coverage, and he didn't see him or something because he threw it right to him, and then a great return off of that. A good block over here in front of him by Burnett, and now Center Grove in business again. You got to be able to put points on the board when you get these turnovers.
So 2 interceptions in this quarter by Trotwood Madison, a fumble by the Trojans. This time handoff goes to Ricky Lane. She's got 2 arms, 2 hands around that football, and he gets a hard 1 yard to the 32.
Yeah, and this is a situation with Cornprope's leg that, Center Grove, Cornprope's long this year is 38 yards, but we've seen him in warm-ups be good from 45, so that's about 5 more yards from here. But the main thing is taking care of the ball and giving your offense an opportunity to put more points on the board.
2nd down and 9 at the Ram 32. Pass play complete. Is that Tilton?
That is Tilton. Gets a great block out in front by Barry.
Out of bounds. Looks like he does have enough for the first down. Let's see where they spot him. He did go out of bounds. It looks like he just got past the first down marker for the first down.
Yeah, that's and Coach Moore talks about it all the time, that Dom Barry, a big reason why he's going to Wake Forest next year is not his ability to catch the ball, even though that's very good. It's the fact that he can block, not only inside but on the edge. And right there you saw it. Tilton just waited for him and just scooted right behind him for a big first down.
10 yards for Tilton at the 22. Tilton takes the handoff.
Hang on to the ball.
He gets it to the 20 before he's wrapped up.
Well, and Tilton.
And 19 actually, giving 3 yards.
Yeah, we talked about it, Kevin, on the way over here. Those other guys getting some opportunities with all of those injuries to the running back, and then you have Biggerstaff go down in the first quarter, and Tilton's been the main beneficiary, and he's over 150 yards in total offense so far. But he's also not a guy that you're going to probably give 15 or 20 touches to. He's just not built that way. But he's been very productive in the touches that he does have so far.
2nd down and 7. Just under 9 minutes to play third quarter. 21-8, Center Grove leads it. Sloan fakes the handoff to Tilton. And the pocket collapses. Fumble. Sloan lost it.
Thank goodness.
Tilton recovers.
But there is a flag.
I think it's just
that's
the marker for the
right.
fumble. 5, I think that's Cam Martinez playing both sides of the ball, running back and also playing here on defense. Got the sack, stripped it. Center Grove recovers, 3rd and 11.
Yeah, another heads-up play by Tilton there because, he got stripped on that. Oscar Sloan did, and Tilton wisely picked it up and just fell on it. That would have been another disastrous turnover for Center Grove, and now Trotwood going to bring some guys on this one.
Loss of 4 yards on the delayed handoff going to Ricky Lange. He's to the 20, still on his feet, moving the pile and taken down, looks like at the 18. 5 difficult yards for Lange.
Why did they stop the clock? Lange lost his helmet. But field goal opportunity for Cornpropes.
I believe, Rick, in talking to you earlier today, you pulled up the box score from last year. Center Grove did hit a couple of field goals last year in the second half.
Yeah, I had a couple short ones, Kevin, about a 26-yarder and a 28-yarder. This one for Cornpropes from 35.
Cornpropes this year is 1 of 1 on field goals. This one, plenty of leg and it is good. Well done, Dallas Cornpropes, the junior. He's 2 of 2 on field goals on the season, as long as 38. That one covers 35. 24-8, Center Grove leads it. So 24 unanswered points behind the Trojans with 7:32 to play in the third quarter.
Obviously, Center Grove would have liked to get 7 on the board there, but very important. You took care of the ball, or at least a good job by Tilton of falling on that fumble. But you get in Cornprope's range, and you bump this lead out to 16. So obviously, Trotwood, that's only 2 scores for them, and they're going to go for 2 every time anyway because they don't have a healthy kicker. But good to get points off of that turnover if you're Center Grove.
So, Rick, do you stick with the squib kick?
100%.
Seems to be working.
Either that or you kick it out of bounds.
I think the last 3 have been squib kicks.
What you got to be careful is now they've put a couple quicker guys as those 2 up men that are going to return that, so you got to be equally as careful. And as long as the ball is kicked out of bounds past the 35-yard line, that's where it's going to go. Yeah, and you can see even they've made some adjustments here. They got a guy right in the middle where he's been squibbing it on about the 32. He's looking over, Cornprope's looking over at the sideline.
He's squibbing it to the right side, going to be scooped up inside the 25, and Center Grove wraps him up as he comes across the 35 out around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, they put 12 in the middle. That's Bozeman, and one of their best, well, there is their best receiver coming in. So they were, but a good job by Cornpropes and the Center Grove special teams coach over there with just squibbing it to a different guy.
Football at the Trotwood Madison 36, 7:28 to play, third quarter. Center Grove trailed 8-0 after the first quarter, but since then, 24 unanswered points by CG.
You see all those guys on the line of scrimmage again, Kevin. Here they come.
Incomplete pass. And breaking through, that was True Paxson. He was not accounted for. He put pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, and you got some fans that are unhappy. But what you're doing is you're forcing Sheehy to get out of the pocket and throw on the run before when he's comfortable just taking a 3 or 4 step drop and just waiting for his speedy wide receivers to get open. That's easy, but you bring a couple extra guys, you make him throw on the run a little bit, and that was inaccurate. 65.7% completion percentage coming into the night.
Second down at 10 from the Trotwood Madison 36. Takes the inside handoff, gets outside. Center Grove lost the containment, but he does run to the short side of the field, runs out of real estate.
I mean, they did, but he only gained about 2 yards on that. So
he steps out at the 44. Make that the 39, excuse me. So 3 yards.
Another big play here on third down.
Football at the Trotwood Madison 39. So 3rd and 7 the call for Coach Jeff Graham.
This time Center Grove is
quick pass, slant, incomplete, led his man too much. Boy, that was a quick pass play. Justice Taylor, the intended receiver.
Once
on the roster, he's labeled as a tight end at 6'5".
Fantastic job by that Center Grove defense. Coach Daniels, Coach Harbin, Coach Lyon, all of those guys on that defensive side. The adjustments they've made after that first drive have been unbelievable. Now you got Rogers back to punt, always dangerous.
Armani Rogers, wide receiver, 5'10", 165 pounds, probably the fastest, quickest guy on the field tonight.
You got 12 guys on the field for Trotwood, so that's going to back them up another 5 yards.
Football plays now at the Ram 34-yard line.
Now, if you're on A back there, obviously number one job is to field it cleanly, but if you can come up and get this short punt and give your offense Good field position again. That's huge.
Oh, high snap, but he's athletic. He went up and got it.
Get it.
And off the turf, he kind of scoops it up.
And it's going to back him up 10 yards. Penalty by True Paxson, blocking in the back. Center Grove will get it about the 25 after the penalty.
Yeah, flag throwing it around the 35-yard line.
Rogers punt is taken on the ball carrier brought down. On the 38-yard line, flag on the play.
10-yard penalty. You're right. It'll be at the Center Grove 25-yard line with 7:08 to play, third quarter. 24-8 CG in front.
Well, this is where Coach Moore would like, obviously, no more or nothing better than a 10 or 15 play drive where you just pound the ball at them. But you gotta, those running backs gotta take care of the ball in that backfield.
Hand off to Ricky Lange.
Good gain on first down. It's about 4.
Man, a lot of pancakes on that play by the Center Grove O-line.
Yeah, and those guys up front, that's Lincoln Koontz in there, Tyler Carey at center, TJ Knight, Seifries, Weber, Mandebach. Don Brown at that tight end position.
Football at the Center Grove 29, 4 yards for Lange on that previous play.
I don't know what we're doing here. We're going to make 55 come out. Now they're saying he's okay. I don't know if
he stays on the field. Some misdirection by the Center Grove Trojans.
They were
and
not fooled there.
No, not fooled at all. The Ram defense did a good job to stay disciplined.
Ball down in the backfield for a loss. We'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Trojans.
Looks like the football's at the 27, a loss of a couple of yards.
Yeah, you got to get all the way to the 35 to get a first down.
Now they're going to put the ball more at the 28, so a loss of 1 yard. Oscar rolls right. Throws, and Timmons can't quite keep it in the hands. Incomplete pass, and will Center Grove punt for the first time in since week 3?
Well, since week 2, right?
Week 2, I should say. Yeah, they didn't punt against Marion, did not punt against Ben Davis.
But man, this is dangerous. Again, they got 2 guys back. Monty Rogers and number 6, Mike Keith.
Yeah, Mike Keith and Armani Rogers back deep for Trotwood Madison. Dallas Cornprop's in. He's averaging 41 yards per punt. Don't be surprised.
Stop.
Don't be surprised if Dallas Cornprop's kicks this one maybe out of bounds or near the sideline. We have a whistle on the play and a timeout called by Center Grove head coach Eric Moore. Again, the Trojans are facing 4th and 7. Coach Moore probably wants to make sure Dallas knows the game plan here. Coach told us yesterday that if you kick it out of bounds, that is fine with me, whether it's 10 yards, 20 yards. He said just get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about the number of yards on this punt
Not
by
so
Cornpropes. He's worried about the return yardage.
Cornpropes hasn't punted since, again, week 2 at Carroll. That shows you how proficient this Center Grove offense has been.
When you put up 55 and 63
last week.
2 weeks, you don't punt very much.
Ooh, low snap. He had to scoop it off the turf. It is a short punt. He kicks it toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds at the Trotwood Madison 49. Heck of a job by Dallas to scoop that off the turf at one hop.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. And even that, Coach Moore's going to be fine with that because no return yards. I mean, the punt was only, 22 yards?
22 yards.
But that could have been disastrous. That's when you get yourself in trouble, is when you allow them to get a big play and that could have been disastrous there for Center Grove.
So they'll put the football at the 50. 5:37 to play, third quarter, 24-8, Center Grove in front. Center Grove crowding the box once again, a lot on that D-line. Looks like 6 or 7 on that D-line. And they're going to drop 1 and bring 6. Brought 5 actually.
Oh, pick, another pick.
And a pick by the Center Grove Trojans. Yes, it is an interception.
Vinny Hayes.
Vinny Hayes with the INT.
Frankie's twin brother right there. Another, well, that time it went right through the receiver's hands, a little bit behind him, and Vinny Hayes was in great position there. And another turnover for, now we got both teams with 4 turnovers, Kevin?
Yes. So with the turnovers tonight being forced by the Trojans, again, our good friends at Hudson Industrial Services donating $5 for each turnover to the Center Grove Education Foundation for each sack, interception, and fumble recovery. So that's, 3 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery.
Man, Lane was close to breaking that one, Kevin.
From the Trojan 44, he gets it across. They'll bring it back right to the 50. 6 yards for Ricky Lange.
Man, this seems like a huge drive. If Center Grove can get 7 more points on the board, Kevin, might be one of those situations that you can pull away a little bit. Still look at that scoreboard, only a 2-score lead over Trotwood, and they are really dangerous on offense.
Rams are undefeated, 4-0, just like the Trojans at 4-0. Lange breaks it to the 40, 35, and down close to the Trotwood Madison 30. He is at the 30, so 20 yards for the sophomore Ricky Lange.
Well, and once again, this Trotwood defense has been on the field a lot in the last quarter and a half, Kevin, and you start to wonder if you continue to just run at them, and a lot of these guys playing on both sides on Trotwood. Coach Moore was hoping that hot weather, that's perfect for Center Grove.
Try to wear down this Ram team, especially here in the second half. And now Oscar's going to dump it off to Ricky Lange. He makes the catch. He picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, that was the most that you could have got on that one. Good flow to the ball by Trotwood and a couple really sure tackles, and you're probably lucky you only got one. Are you lucky to get 1 yard on that play?
Looked like Brewer and Bozeman in on the stop. Of course, Bozeman, their top wide receiver, playing DB here on the near side.
And Francis and Timmons come in at wide receiver along with Youngs.
Football at the Ram 29-yard line, so about a yard and a half on that reception. Second down and call it 9 yards for the Trojans. 3:40 and counting, third quarter. Oh, bad snap. He picks it up off one bounce, and a good job by the sophomore quarterback. Gets out of the pocket and just throws it out of bounds.
That's a very heads-up play by Oscar Sloan right there, because once again, could have been disastrous right there. And then I also thought he might just fall on it, but he had the wherewithal to field it and then throw it away over the head of one of the Center Grove receivers out of bounds. So, I mean, right now would be about a 46-yarder. Kevin from Cornbrookes would obviously be a career high for him. You'd like to get him another 5 or 6 yards.
Third and 9. Roman Young's in motion, right to left. Oscar Sloan's throwing, and did he get pushed before the ball got there?
Man, that's
incomplete pass. Oh, the defender almost pushed him.
He timed it perfectly.
Yeah, Deshaun Peterson with the push on Youngs.
Since there's no flag, then he timed it perfectly.
That's right. 4th and 9 now, facing the Trojans.
What are you going to do? Do you trust your kicker to kick a 46-yarder? Right now, he's not.
Offense is on the field for Coach Moore. Hayden Francis brings in the next play for CG. Football at the 29-yard line. 4 receivers, 1 running back. Sloan in shotgun formation. 3.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Young's in motion. Oscar scanning the field, rolls left, extends the play, throws one, and it's going to Don Barry, and it's knocked away. Incomplete pass.
Great play there. I think that was 6 again. Mike Heath. For a minute, Barry looked open, but man, Oscar rolling to his left, Kevin. Tried to throw that, just not enough juice on it. Keith was able to make up ground and knock that one away. Another opportunity for Center Grove to get points and get don't off of a turnover.
Tonight's game being presented in part by Morgan Insurance Group. Morgan Insurance Group offers auto, home, health, life, and business insurance tailored to your needs at competitive rates. Visit Morgan Insurance Group online at morganinsurancegroup.com.
Man, it just feels like Kevin Center Grove letting Trotwood stay in the game again, similar to last year.
Just hanging around, and they can score on those big plays over the top. And quarterback's going to scramble, runs to the 35, gets out of bounds.
He's going to get about 6 or 7 on that play. I don't know why they're moving the chains. That's not a first down. No, it's not a first down.
It's not a first down. They're moving the chains. You're right. He gets it to the 37.
What are they doing over there?
Now you got to figure out where was the original line of scrimmage.
29-yard line was the original line of scrimmage.
Thank you. So 29 to the 37. He gets 8 yards. Should be second down and 8 coming up here for the Rams. They got to get the chain game.
Chain's still not right.
Back to where they should be. I think they finally got it right. 3:20 to play. We're in the third quarter. Center Grove got down after the first quarter 8-0. 24 points since then, leading 24-8. Action showing blitz. He's not blitzing. Center Grove bringing 4 and a better job containing. And they take down the quarterback. He gets maybe a yard.
I don't know if that was Sloan or Linder on that side. I think it was Sloan, the freshman.
Is that Stanley down? We have a Center Grove player down. Big D lineman down for the Center Grove Trojans. We had an injury in the first half for Center Grove. Running back Jaden Biggerstaff needed help off the field, and now it appears a Center Grove defensive lineman. Is that Stanley?
Yeah, it looked like Jeremy Stanley.
Jeremy Stanley. He's a senior at 6'4". Down without the helmet on. He took his helmet off.
Yeah, I was hoping it was just a cramp or something like that. Well, now he's being helped to his feet. So maybe just hopefully just knock the breath out of him or something. He's not limping. Yeah, he's not limping, so hopefully, like I said, that's the scariest thing, Kevin, getting your breath knocked out of you. You just can't get your breath back. That happened to me a couple times growing up in high school, and man, it is. But Stanley is walking off on his own power, so that's good to see.
Very good news. Football at the 38. 3rd and 1 for the Rams. 1 yard for Sheehy on that last scramble. Better job by that Center Grove D-line. It really kept him contained, did not allow him to get outside.
Now they got a lot of guys on this line of scrimmage.
He's going to roll right, gets out of the pocket, throws, completes. And who else? Armani Rogers. I don't think he's caught a pass since the first quarter.
Yeah.
And he's tackled at the Ram 49. It's a first down. 11 yards for Rogers. 2:40 and counting to play, third quarter. And now the Rams are going fast. Center Grove not really set. There is a flag on the play. Another flag on the play.
Don't hit him.
And the quarterback runs out of bounds. But, Rick, we have now 3 flags on the play.
Are you kidding me?
3, I think, separate infractions on this play.
Well, Vinny Hayes gets an unsportsmanlike for saying words on the sideline, which was stupid because the referee's right there.
Kind of a taunting type penalty, but I believe, we have 3 different penalties.
You got a hold. I don't know what the first one, if that was offside by Center Grove or illegal motion.
I think it's illegal, motion
because
procedure.
They were going quick, but I don't think everybody was set. Which obviously would have moved them back 10 yards on the holding penalty if you don't get a stupid.
I'm wondering, are we headed to some kind of an offsetting type situation? Play the down over again? Referees conferring again. 3 penalties.
Unless the unsportsmanlike gets
overrides everything.
Gets marked off after the hold or something.
That came after the play. Again, the running, was it the quarterback that ran it out of bounds?
Yeah.
And then he kind of did a flex in his face, if you will.
Stupid.
Just not necessary.
Nope. You did a good job of not hitting out of bounds. That's what I was worried about. But then you, yeah.
5 officials getting together on this one.
Talking through everything, Kevin.
6 officials, excuse me, 6. All right, let's see if we can listen in for the call. Illegal shift against Trotwood. Madison holding against the Rams.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Trojans after the play.
Yeah, and that's an automatic first down. So they mark off 10 yards, and then they'll mark off 15 the other way. They'll have the ball on about the 46-yard line of Center Grove, first down. Instead of being 1st and 20.
So basically they get 5 yards. It'll be first down. They'll put it at the Trojan 46. You are correct, sir.
Happens every once in a while, Kevin. Not very often, but
again, that's that Purdue education shining through.
So 1st and 5.
1st and 5 at the Trojan 46. 2:31 on the clock. We're in the third quarter. 24-8 Center Grove. Dallas Sheehy, senior quarterback. Inside handoff going to Cam Martinez.
Paxson was holding on for dear life, or Martinez might have been off to the races. Good job by shoestring tackle by Paxson, but Martinez still gets enough for first down. Now they try to go quick again, Kevin.
At the 40-yard line, collects 6 yards. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Center Grove doing a better job. Center Grove's ready. They're set. Putting pressure across the middle. Pass complete. He's wrapped up and hit immediately. No yards after catch. Justice Taylor, the 6'5 senior tight end, makes the reception at the 35. 5 yards, 2nd down and 5 here for the Rams. And now they're going to put it at the 34.
Yeah, they were moving again. Didn't throw it.
Close to the sticks. Completed pass. Inside the 30 to the 28. 6 yards. It is a first down for the Rams.
You got to make sure those guys are set on that offensive side.
Now they'll bring it back to the 29. New set of downs here for the Rams. 1:40 to play, third quarter. Hand off to Martinez. Shakes off the first tackler. Stumbles across the 25 to the 23-yard line. 6 yards for Martinez. Rams with some tempo, which is interesting because they're the team that plays players on both sides of the ball. You would think they might want to go a little slower, but they are down 24-8, so they got to go fast if they want to try to catch up. And there's a pass complete. Bozeman inside the 10, tackled at the 7. Tristan Bozeman.
I just think they feel like you don't get the defense time to set whenever you're going fast, and that's worked so far on this drive.
16 yards for Bozeman, 1st and goal at the 7. Sheehy looking, going to loft this one.
There's nobody
He's
over
not
there.
out of the pocket.
Yeah, there's nobody.
I think that's got to be grounding. There's no receiver. He's not out of the pocket, I don't believe. There's no flag at the moment, but I think it's worth a discussion.
They're going to talk. They should talk about it.
I don't think he was outside the tackle box.
And that's the one referee is pointing.
And again, he just threw it out of bounds here to the left side of the field, and there was no receiver in the vicinity.
Yeah.
And there's your flag. Good job by this officiating crew. It's intentional grounding.
So it's at the spot that he threw the ball, which was the 17-yard line.
And a loss of down. So again, he's got to get out of the pocket, and then he would be okay. But he was still in the pocket.
Nobody.
And no receiver.
Oh, it's just a 5-yard penalty? I thought it was where he threw the ball.
Maybe a different rule in Ohio. I have no idea.
2nd and goal from the 12.
So they'll spot it at the 12. So loss, it was at the 7. Loss of 5 yards. 49 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Obviously 4-down territory for Trotwood, no kicker.
Yeah, it's 2nd and goal from the 12. 3 receivers to the right, 1 here to the left, 1 running back just right of the quarterback who's in shotgun formation. That's Sheehy.
Oh.
He scrambles out of the pocket, directs traffic, looking to the end zone, throws, and did he hang on? Waiting for the indication. Yes, he did. Touchdown. Touchdown, Trotwood. With the reception, Justice Taylor, the 6'5 senior tight end. 12-yard reception.
Well, you have a blitz off the edge, but you do not keep contained, and you let Sheehy just roll over to the right side, and then you find somebody open. This is a huge play, Kevin. 2-point conversion.
Running right. He's being pursued by Paxson. Throws it to the end zone. Did he?
Nope, he didn't
make the catch. It's too low. Incomplete. 24-14, Center Grove by 10.
Yeah, and obviously the reason why I say that is because now you keep it as a 2-score game.
Very good point. So they fail on the 2-point conversion. That's the first score for the Rams since that opening quarter.
But it still feels like, man, you better be ready for an onside kick here from Rogers. Move your guys up a little bit.
42 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
We'd like to thank our following sponsors: Attorney Michael L. Wright and the law firm of Wright & Shelton, Under Armour, BSN Sports, Kettering Health, Trotwood Sisters.
Center Grove football being presented in part by John Bontrager of Allstate. Planning for your future, Allstate representative John Bontrager in Greenwood offers personalized financial services for your unique needs. Call 317-888-3200 today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Speaking of hands, I hope you have your good hands team up front here, Kevin.
Nice segue.
You're welcome.
I like it.
That was the perfect time for that commercial.
He kicks it deep. Taken just inside the 25-yard line to the 35. Great return, great field position for the Trojans. With the return, that is Owen Oliver, the senior running back.
Really feels like you need a long drive. Your defense has been on the field a lot in this quarter.
Once again, we'll have Center Grove football coming up tomorrow morning. CGJV team hosting Ron Colley, followed by the freshman team hosting Chatard, presented by Duke Holmes, Coldwell Banker Styles, and Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. Ricky Lange takes the handoff, and he is greeted by 2 big defensive linemen. Loses a yard.
That should be the end of the quarter.
I think that was your Purdue commit with the tackle.
It was a nice play there. Playing both sides of the ball.
Weiss. And he has a younger brother as well that I understand is also being recruited.
Sophomore that's got an Ohio State offer so far. But, yep, that's going to be the end of the third quarter, Kevin.
Coach Moore will let the clock run out here in the third. 24-14, Center Grove by 10 here in Trotwood, Ohio, against the Madison Rams. Tonight's game presented by IU Health. This is Trojan football.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
At Peterman Brothers, we see ourselves as more than a home service company.
We're here to serve you, not just your home.
Even if it's not about your heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical system.
We want to make sure when we come out, we're leaving you in a better state than when we arrived.
And if we do mess up, we'll stand behind our work and not give up until we make it right.
Because we're here to serve you, however we can.
Trotwood, Ohio, just outside of Dayton. Center Grove 24, Trotwood Madison 14. This is the start of the fourth quarter. Here comes Ricky Lange trying to get outside to the far sideline and doesn't quite make it to the 40. Looks like they're going to spot him at around the 38, 4 yards for Ricky Lange.
Yeah, I thought that might be one that he tried to cut up a little bit to get more yardage, but good job, good pursuit by that Trotwood defense. He gains about 4 or 5, but third and long situation for this offense. I don't know why the clock's not running.
Unless he got out of bounds. I think he ran out of bounds.
No, they're trying to wind the clock. That cost about 20 seconds.
You're right. They stopped it. Now they started it. 3rd and 7. Oscar's throwing. And the pocket collapses, and we have a flag. Looks like holding against the Trojans. Great defense in the secondary. That's a coverage sack. Nobody open downfield. Coverage sack.
We're going to get the ball back, Kevin, and the momentum, you can feel it starting to shift towards that home side.
It is holding against the Trojans. It is declined. 4th and 7. Dallas Cornpropston to punt for the Trojans for the second time tonight. Last time he angled it straight out of bounds for about 22 yards.
After a low snap, Kevin.
That's right. He scooped it off a one-hop off the turf.
Clock should be started again.
Good snap. Dallas, high hanging punt.
They're not calling a fair catch.
Nope, and the Trojans with great special teams play. Paxson makes the tackle. Well done. He caught it and was dropped immediately. That's Mike Keith. They kicked it away from Armani Rogers, but Keith was hit immediately.
But the reason why Paxson could get down there, Kevin, a high punt from Cornpropes, a really nice punt from the junior punter. You're asking your defense to step up again, Kevin. They made a lot of plays in that third quarter, but then Trotwood with a great drive at the end of the third quarter to cut that to 10.
From the Trotwood Madison 35. Center Grove leads it by 10. We're in the fourth quarter. 11-12 on the clock. 5 receivers, empty backfield. Quarterback's going to scramble up the middle of the field. He's tackled. Good open field tackle by Frankie Hayes.
Yeah, that's very difficult to make there. And
to the 42, 7 yards. They're going fast once again on 2nd down and 3.
No pressure up front by Center Grove.
Being chased by Kobe Cherry, and he goes out of bounds for the first down. Runs it here to the near side. He is chased out of bounds by Frankie Hayes.
I mean, that's what Sheehy's going to do. Look for one guy. If he's not open, he's going to pull it down and run it. You got to be able to contain him, and so far
5 yards for Sheehy.
Nobody out here.
1st and 10. Again, just going empty backfield, 5 receivers, and he's been scrambling the last couple of plays, and now he throws it across the middle, completed pass to the 44, the Trojan 44.
Yeah, it's going to be a 9-yard gain, and now they're rolling, Kevin. The danger of letting them stay in this game.
Taylor, the tight end, with the reception. 2nd down and 1.
You're right. 5 wide receivers, nobody in the backfield except Sheehy.
Pass complete to the 40 yards after catch, still on his feet. He's inside the 35 to the 34. Some missed tackles by the Trojans. 80 with the reception.
No, that was Rogers, Kevin. 0.
Was that 0? Thank you. A lot of confidence in this Ram team here on the near side. 11 yards for Rogers. Another first down. Under 10 minutes to play.
Let's go, Trotwood!
No pressure on the quarterback.
He's got all day back there, Kevin.
Finally, they get a little bit of pressure on him. Lincoln Bright finally got to him. He throws it away. But heck of a job by the secondary. Nobody was open. Threw it away. 2nd down and 10. All the momentum, you're right, with the Rams at the moment.
That Center Grove defense has got hands on their knees a little bit, Kevin. That hurry-up offense is starting to affect them a little bit as well.
Center Grove bringing 5. Pass incomplete, interception. He threw it past his receiver, and it's intercepted by the Trojans. Burnett with his second interception of the season. He just misfired on the pass, and Burnett was behind it.
Yeah, sometimes you see Sheehy, the arm angle starts to go down a little bit, and when he does that, that ball sails on him, and that's what happened again. Burnett in perfect spot and got the pick. So that's is that 3 or 4 interceptions for Sheehy tonight?
4 interceptions, 1 fumble, 5 turnovers for the Rams. Football will be at the Trojan.
Well, and that's
22.
And the fumble was by Sheehy as well, Kevin. So.
I think you're right.
But a Ram is down on the field. They're taking a look at him. Hopefully he's okay. But Center Grove gets the ball on the 22-yard line. Man, do they need a drive for about 9 minutes and 37 seconds, Kevin. Not asking much.
The injured player was the intended receiver. He's up on his feet. That's Tristan Bozeman, their top wide receiver, down. Now he's going to walk off. See if we have a moment. We'll get the scores here in just a moment as Bozeman now walks off. Center Grove offense on the field, ready to go.
This is if I'm Eric Moore, I grab my 5 offensive linemen and say, "This is your time. This is when I need you in the fourth quarter. I need a drive here." He's going to tell them that. He's going to tell the running backs, "Hang on to the ball."
Trojans. Pass incomplete. Off mark with the pass here on the sideline. Kind of a down and out looking for Aiden Francis.
Well, he had some space between him and the DB, but just that pass was a little bit behind Francis, and he couldn't stop and come back and get it. So he stopped the clock after 3 seconds. I think it's 2nd and 10.
Sloan inside handoff to Ricky Lange.
Fumble again. That's 3. Center Grove lucky to get back on it. Man,
ball security.
When the first guy hits them and then the other guys are all pulling. We saw it last year, Kevin, when they were at Center Grove. They do a really good job of trying to yank that ball out. They look like a college team whenever they do that. First guy hits him, holds him up, and then here comes all of his buddies to rip that out, and they did it again. Lange just got to hold on to that ball.
He loses 1 yard.
Yeah, and this drive's been a disaster so far for Center Grove. Only taking off 30 seconds on the clock. 3rd and long.
Sloan stands tall in the pocket, batted down to the line of scrimmage. His pass was batted down.
Now Cornprope's going to have to come in and punt it back to Rogers and Keith again.
Quentin Petty, 6'3", batted that one down. 4th and a long 11 yards. Cornprope's punting again.
Center Grove's offense has kind of went stagnant here in the second half, Kevin. Just 1 field goal to show.
Center Grove would sure love to have picked up a few first downs, at least to give that defense more opportunity to rest.
Not very deep there, out of bounds.
High punt, out of bounds. Coach again not wanting the Rams to have a chance to return, so that one goes out of bounds.
Short field for Trotwood. They're going to take over on the 43-yard line of Center Grove. So you're asking that defense to step up again, Kevin. 5 turnovers they've gotten from Trotwood.
Football's going to be spotted officially, Rick, at the 45, so a little bit better than we thought.
26, 27-yard punt there. Once again, that's his assignment, is to not let a big return happen. How can they get more pressure on Sheehy?
Again, empty backfield, 5 receivers. Center Grove bring in the pressure. Paxton's pursuing him.
He did probably
out of
lost
bounds.
a yard or two.
He steps out. Going to step out. Looks like you're right. Maybe a loss of a couple of yards. It was Paxton this time, putting the pressure and chased him out of bounds. He'll lose 2 yards back to the 47.
That was a little bit of a delayed blitz, and you had both Paxton and Frankie Hayes blitzing from that linebacker position, caused Sheehy to bring it down and scramble out of bounds, but still a 2-yard loss.
Second down at 12 at the Trojan 47. One running back in the backfield. He's in there to block. Across the middle, nearly picked off. Again, it was a high pass looking for Bozeman.
Yeah, that one, once again, he's rolling a little bit, Kevin, and he doesn't plant the feed. And, man, Center Grove almost had turnover number 6 tonight.
He doesn't quite get that follow through, the snap, if you will.
He overthrew Bozeman and overthrew Burnett as well.
Yeah, they're both really tall, 6'5" and 6'2".
I don't know why you just don't sneak Rogers out of the backfield and just throw a little screen pass to him and see what he can do.
Third and 12.
I have a couple guys up here that agree with me.
Oh, did he take off too soon?
No flag.
And a sack. Is that Paxton?
I think that's Lincoln Bright, but he needs to be smart
Lincoln
here. Do
Bright
not
with
get
the
a
sack.
stupid penalty. Well, they're going to have to punt here, Kevin. Wow.
40, back to the 44?
Yeah, Lincoln Bright fighting off a block. Didn't let him get outside. That's what he wanted to do after that first read wasn't there, and Lincoln Bright did not let him do that and then went ahead and got the sack. Great hold again for Center Grove.
Another $5 to the Center Grove Education Foundation. Compliments of Hudson Industrial Services with that sack by Lincoln Bright. Is going to back away from the punt, and once again a fortuitous roll here for the Rams down to the 11-yard line. Well done by the Rams. Just couldn't get over there to scoop that one up or make the catch. It was a wise decision
by Ane. I thought he was going to come over there and try to field it, but the last thing you want, obviously, is to get there and fumble that away and give them a short field. So you need, like you said last time, Kevin, a couple first downs from this offense. Trotwood still with 3 timeouts, only down 10, 7 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. But you got to hang on to the ball. That was a good hard run there.
Had both arms around that football. He runs it to the 15, 4 yards for Ricky Lange.
You think he was told that a couple times, Kevin? Here's have a guy fumble a couple times, Kevin. Sometimes you just put somebody else in there. Well, guess what? Center Grove doesn't have too many more running backs.
Sticking with Ricky Lange. Almost broke. Almost broke it. He had one tackle to break,
and now
he's to the 20.
A huge 3rd and 1 situation.
20-yard line, so he gets 5 yards.
Here comes some big boys in there, Kevin. Hodson comes in here. Tilton, Francis.
3rd and 1 for the Trojans. Let that clock continue to run. Center Grove could have stayed in the huddle a little longer. We got 15 on the play clock. Need 1 yard for the first down.
Oh, too many guys in the backfield.
And Center Grove got stuffed. Losing yardage, not even. As soon as he handed off, he was immediately dropped.
You go over your big boys on the left side, Kevin, but that time, great job. You're going to have to punt it back. You take your time. Let this clock run. You got the whole punt team on with 25 seconds. Shouldn't be snapped till under 5 seconds.
A loss of 3 yards. Center Grove's punting again. Tilton, nowhere to go on that last play. He was gobbled up immediately.
Yeah, good job. Play clock under 5 now.
Dallas with time. High punt. Good hang time.
Oh, and a fair catch.
And a fair catch by
great punt.
Armani Rogers. No opportunity to return. That was a beautiful punt.
That was a bomb right there.
He had to go back to make the catch.
That's every bit of 45, maybe, Kevin. What did he punt it from? A
17-yard line, all the way back to the, 38-yard line?
33 plus 12, 45s.
Well done by Dallas Cornpros.
Great punt. But now your defense once again.
Your rider you have not called them. Please do so at this time. If you are waiting for your ride in the parking lot, please wait by the Spirit Rock. But this time, they're like all students.
The Rams pretty much going with this 5-receiver set, empty backfield in this final quarter. Sheehy's looking, now under pressure, and throws it away. I guess he was outside the tackle box that time.
Somebody to the flat! Jesus Christ!
We got a former Ohio State Buckeye in the press box, and he's giving his ideas on play calls, and he's honestly not wrong.
That's just ridiculous, man. We gotta take that, man.
2nd down and 10. Once again, no running backs in the backfield. Sheehy back there by himself in shotgun formation. 5:34 on the clock. He's under pressure. He eludes the pressure, at least the first wave, and he gets past Kobe Cherry and runs out of bounds at the 45. They'll spot him at the 48.
Right
wow.
at the first down. That was a spot.
10-yard run.
But, man, you had him dead to rights, and
he's elusive. Steps out of bounds, stops the clock. 5:27 on the clock in this fourth quarter.
Only got 2 guys for a 3 up top.
Sheehy looking. He looked
that's
left.
a hold.
Now
That's
he
a
goes
blatant
right.
hold.
And there's a flag. Finally, the flag was thrown. Holding going to be the call here against Center Grove. Against Trotwood. Center Grove was held.
I don't know how the white hat didn't see that, because that was right in front of him. Opposite guy threw it. Lincoln Bright's jersey was almost off. That's going to be a hold. You're going to back them up 10 from there. It'll be 1st and 20.
Van Getz comes in for Lincoln Bright. Coach talked about that in the pregame show, trying to keep the defense as fresh as possible tonight.
Yeah, Bright's not going to be out very long, Kevin. Probably a play or two. But
football back to the 38.
I mean, I would imagine Sheehy's dropped back to pass 50 times tonight, Kevin. Now, he's run probably 20 of those, but that's tiring on that front 4.
5:20 on the clock. We're in the final quarter.
They only got 1 guy to work 2 down here.
Sheehy surveying the field. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad pass there. That one should have probably been caught. That's 15.
Sheehy's pass is incomplete.
2nd down and 20 for the Rams.
Fields. Yep, can Center Grove survive the last 5:16, Kevin?
Sheehy with a conversation with the slot receiver. Now he's ready to go. He's under duress, scrambles, and runs out of bounds.
That's Van Getz.
Van Getz forced him out of bounds. Big time loss.
And fresh legs, Kevin. You bring him in for a couple plays, and he was able to not only keep him sort of contained, but then had the speed to chase him out of bounds for another big loss. What was that loss, Kevin? Probably
6-yard loss. Loss of 6 back to the 32.
Well, this is where you need to be smart enough that if a guy gets behind you, you tackle him, because it's only 15 yards. So I'm assuming that's the rule in Ohio.
3rd and 26. He airmails this one in the middle of the field.
Nobody goes and gets it.
Just threw it up for grabs. He breaks the tackle. He's to the 10-5 touchdown. Wow, that was just not good by Center Grove. He threw it up for grabs to Justin Taylor, the tight end. He's 6'5", and Center Grove didn't go after it, and then Center Grove some poor tackling.
I don't know what the DBs were looking at there. He just threw it up in the air, and they didn't go attack the ball, and they just – and your 6'5" tight end, he didn't even really have to go up and get the ball. He just looked for it, and it was there because everybody else stood behind him. And, oh, my gosh, you got them 3rd and
27, and that goes 68 yards for a touchdown. Again, just didn't go after the ball. It was kind of a jump ball, if you will. And then Center Grove just poor tackling.
And they're going to go for 2 here, but it doesn't really matter because
Center Grove by 4, going for 2 to try to cut it to 2. Sheehy rolls left, under pressure from Paxson, back of the end zone.
No.
He's out of bounds.
Out
of bounds. He caught it, but he was out of bounds. So it's a 4-point lead for Center Grove, 24-20. 4:58 left to play in tonight's ball game. We have 2 undefeated teams playing tonight at 4-0.
It's a one-score ball game. On your feet, man.
Well, once again, Kevin, just like last year, you let them back in the game. You don't put your foot on the throat, and this is what happens. You got 4:58 left right there. You had an opportunity to throw the knockout punch, and it let them just throw one up in the air. I mean, that was truly just a prayer, and credit Taylor going up and getting it, but your offense has got to get a few first downs here.
Let's take a look at our scores. It's a final. Brownsburg wins big over Fishers 42-14. Westfield beat HSC 21-17. Carmel big over Columbus North 56-7. Lawrence North shutting out Tech 62-0 in the 4th. Pike at home losing 35-7 to Lawrence Central. CG will be at LC next week. Warren Central leads Ben Davis in the 4th, 38-21. Avon now leads Franklin Central 28-10 in the 4th quarter. Southport losing at home, still has not scored this year, losing to the Cathedral 54-0. And Roncalli wins at Guerin Catholic 49-7. That's a final. And Zionsville leading Noblesville 10-0. Rogers will kick off. And he'll go deep with it. We're just under 5 minutes to play in the ball game from the 19-yard line to the 35, 36-yard line with the return. Rick, the offense, they got to do something.
Yeah.
They got to pick up first downs. They got to move the chains. They got to work some clock here.
I mean, your defense has done more than enough in this second half with the turnovers to get you a win, but your offense is only a field goal to show for it after you get 3 or 4 turnovers in this half. Got to put together a drive. Cannot punt this back to Trotwood. You're going to be in trouble.
Football at the Trojan 36. 4:53 on the clock. Ricky Lange right up the middle, big hole.
He might go.
40, 30, they're chasing him to the 20. Hang on to the football. He does. He's tackled inside the 15. What a run by Ricky Lange. I just hope he's okay. When you get tackled from behind like that and they go for the ball, sometimes you come up a little gimpy, and Lange makes his way back to the huddle, but what a carry by the sophomore.
Oh, my.
All the way down to the 12-yard line.
And it took a D1 stud to track him down. Darius Dennis saved the touchdown right there, but Center Grove in business on the 12. You got to get 7 here. A field goal only makes it a 7-point lead, and if they score, they're obviously going for 2 in the win.
I believe 52 yards on that carry for Ricky Lange. Football again at the Trotwood 12. They go back to Lange, and they were ready for him that time. Again, let that clock continue to run. No need to break out of that huddle. Let it run.
No, but you've got to put 7 on the board here, Kevin. You're flirting with disaster if you just run the ball 3 times and settle for a field goal, because that makes it 27-20, and we've already talked about
a loss of 1 yard.
They score a touchdown, they're going for 2, and that would be for the win.
Football at the 13.
Plus, they got all 3 timeouts left as well.
Sloan hands it off to Ricky Lange. He's got an opening. He's inside the 10. He's down close to the 5-yard line.
That's a good gain on second down. You get those yards back plus several. He's almost to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line.
6-yard line, 7 yards for Ricky Lange.
3rd and 4.
Center Grove can still pick up that first down.
Once again, you take your time on this. This clock should be under 2:40. Sorry, 2:50 whenever they snap it. Come on, big fellas up front.
3rd and 4, the call for Coach Moore. Sloan goes right back to Ricky Lange. He skips through the middle. They're trying to push him to the end zone.
It's a first
He's
down.
Got the first down. Should be 1st and goal. And there's a late flag.
Oh, and if
well
that's
after
on
the
Center,
play.
if that's on Center Grove, that's stupid.
It appears to be a first down. The play will stand, and then there was a flag after the play.
Yeah, 2 guys tangled up in the end zone, one on both sides.
It looks like he got it to the 2, so a 4-yard gain for Lange.
Yeah, that should be a first down, number 1.
Should be 1st and goal.
Oh, and they're backing. Are they backing? Oh, I thought they were backing Center Grove up. It might be on both sides.
Could be offsetting, possibly. Here's the call.
Yeah, it's both sides. Actually,
offsetting.
It was vice versa. It was 20 for Center Grove, 6 for their defense. So, but that should be a first down. Yeah. So now you let the clock just run. So once they wind it, yep.
1st and goal at the 2. It appears to me it's at the 2-yard line.
Should be. There it goes. It finally. I don't know why you're going up there so quickly.
Under center. Lange wing back in motion, turns it up. There's another flag.
That's why you let that clock run.
Center Grove went fast.
Yeah, and it's going to be a holding or something like that, and now you're going to be backed up to the 12.
Flag at the 5, and Lange, I think, got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. And they're going to back up the Trojans.
We have your keys.
Nothing easy over here tonight, Kevin. In these 2 years series against Trotwood, it's been absolute battles. Man, that's a huge penalty.
Looks like they'll spot it now at the 12. A loss of 10 yards with that penalty there. First and goal at the 12. 2:31 and counting on the clock.
Now, you're 15 seconds on the play clock, and you're going to snap this with.
And Ricky Lange is wrapped up immediately at the 15. He loses 3 yards.
And they're going to call a timeout, so they're going to. Well, I thought they were. Yeah, they just did.
Clock is still rolling, and now they'll stop the clock. And 2:05, it does stop. They might put some time back on. Timeout called by the Rams. 24-20, Center Grove by 4. We're in the 4th quarter.
Oh, wow. Well, they should have reset it 3 times ago when more time did not go off.
So they're going to change it from 2:05 to 2:15 on the clock. Center Grove will be facing 2nd and goal. Is the football? Yeah, it's at the 15-yard line. They had it down where, Rick, at the 2?
Yeah, and that's you get in trouble, Kevin, when you try to run those jet plays, because you got a much more highly likelihood of getting holding penalties, because you got guys that are trying to get outside, and that's where the defense is flowing, and that's when you see somebody grabbing, and that's exactly what happened on the 2-yard line. And you also had the opportunity to run at least another 30 seconds off.
One of our presenting sponsors this second half is Howard Companies. Howard Companies has been paving the Midwest since 1960, delivering top quality asphalt and pavement services. Consistently ranked among the nation's top contractors, they're proud to serve Central Indiana. Learn more at howardcompanies.com. Second and goal at the 15 for the Trojans. Sloan, delayed handoff going to Ricky Lange. He's dragging a defender, gets away. He's inside the 5.
Wow, great individual play there by Ricky.
At the 4-yard line.
He got out of the tackle.
11 yards for Lange. Now they're going to back it up maybe to the 5. Now that's going to be at the 4. 4-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and goal at the 4. And we do have another timeout.
Yeah, that's
2:05 to play in the 4th.
Trotwood going to be down to 1 timeout, Kevin. So, I mean, what do you do here? Is it 4-down territory, Kevin? You tell your offense you get me 4 yards and it's ball game? Because, I mean, you run it here, they're going to call their last timeout. You run it again. If you don't make it, they got to go 95 yards with no timeouts. But we've seen they can do that pretty easily. I don't know. Tough. That's why Coach Moore is over there and has been for many, many successful years. And me and you are up here.
Good point.
Still basking in our Bantam football days.
That's right. Proud supporter of CG football is Merrill Lynch financial advisor Eric McClurg. Eric McClurg and his team ready to help you plan for the future with trusted advice. Call 812-355-3229 to get started today. Appreciate his sponsorship of Center Grove football.
Well, can Center Grove get 4 more yards and a touchdown here, Kevin? Because that would ice it.
Trojans, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1 running back, Dom going to his right. They're going to run the football. Touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Ricky Lange, 4-yard touchdown run.
Big boys on the left side, Kevin. CJ Cypher, 6'6", 330 IU commit. Brady Weber, 6'5", 285 Ball State commit. Wow, huge. Ricky gets touchdown number 3 for him tonight.
Five touchdowns on the season for Ricky Lange, 30-20, Center Grove by 10. Dallas Corn Probes, and we have flags before the kick.
Well, he's going to try another one from the 7-yard line, Kevin, I think. Oh, I think they were offside, but Coach Moore's, I'm assuming you got to kick this because, well, I guess it doesn't matter because they don't have a field goal kicker. I was going to say extra point puts you up 11, which is a touchdown and a field goal, but
Coach Moore declines it, so they'll kick the PAT kick from its original spot there. Again, 2 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in tonight's ball game.
I mean, in theory, do you go for 2 here to put you up 2 6-point scores? I don't know. I'm thinking too much, Kevin, which is unusual for me on Friday night at 9:30.
9:45.
It's unusual for Rick at any time during the day.
But especially at 9:45.
Correct.
The kick is good by Corn Probes. It's now a 31-20 ball game. Center Grove by 11. How about Ricky Lange tonight? You said what? 3 touchdowns tonight. 5 now on the season.
And the bigger play on that, Kevin, obviously the big, 50-plus yard run here that got them down to the 12-yard line. That was gargantuan for an offense that had been struggling, Kevin, the whole second half and only put 3 points on the board. So that's big. But as big, Kevin, was the 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line, and he gets all the way to the 4-yard line. So, man, so many more opportunities there whenever you got 3rd and goal from the 4. You open up the playbook a little bit, and Lange says, hey, I only need 1 more play and I'll get it in the end zone, and that young man, credit to him. That's the Ricky Lange drive right there. Huge. I don't think anybody else carried it on that drive, did they?
I don't believe so.
No passes.
That was truly a Ricky Lange drive, you're right. Center Grove back in action next Friday at Lawrence Central to take on the Bears from the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference.
A little bit shorter drive next. Of course, driving up on the northeast side is not a picnic by any means of Indy these days. So
So it took us, a couple of hours to get over here to Trotwood, Ohio. Pop-up kick, very, very short by Corn Probst, taken at the 26. Tackle made at the 35. Once again, that was number 80.
Good tackle on special teams by Gus Hoffman.
We'll
probably see Mr. Hoffman tomorrow on JV.
10 o'clock in the morning, hosting Ron Colley, followed by the freshman team.
Hopefully
at around the noon hour against Chittard.
I'll be awake tomorrow by then.
Yeah, Rick, along with Coach Travis McMahon on the call tomorrow of those two games.
Look out. No Kevin to supervise us. Look out.
No wonder I got so much gray hair.
Well, obviously, it goes without saying, can't let anybody behind you. If they want to catch a 4 or 5 yard pass, come up and make a good, sure tackle. Or if the quarterback wants to scramble, you tackle him in bounds and let that clock run.
Sheehy lets go, gets hit as he let it go, and he's short with the pass. Lincoln Bright with the hit on the quarterback.
Good pressure from Bright again.
1:54, 6 seconds came off the clock.
And I think these young men are going to sleep well, Kevin, on the bus ride home. They're going to want some food, and they're going to be tired. This offense.
Are you talking about the football team or us up here?
Yes, me and Austin need fed, and then if you hear snoring on the way home, you just get us home, Kevin.
As long as it's not me at the wheel snoring, right?
Yeah, that would be bad. That would not be.
You need
optimal.
to get me a Tesla where I can put it on autopilot.
You do not need a Tesla.
Second down at 10.
And that's big because that clock just keeps running there.
Loss of a couple of yards.
I think Paxson might have had a part of that one.
Football at the 32, a loss of 2 yards.
I thought they might call a timeout on that one because you got to get your wide receivers to come all the way back to the line of scrimmage after running some deep patterns down the field.
90 seconds left to play in this one. Scrambling out of the pocket, being chased. That's Paxson chasing the quarterback. He throws.
Oh, are you kidding me?
He overshoots his receiver, but there was another receiver behind him that made the catch. That's Justice Taylor, the tight end.
He
right place at the right time.
He overshot his receiver. He overshot Center Grove's defensive back, and Christmas came early. Had another wide receiver right behind him. And
at the Center Grove 45. Man. 23 yards on the completed pass. 1:19 on the clock. Screen pass complete to Rogers, making a lot of players miss. There's 2 flags.
Three
flags.
I think that was pretty obvious.
It appears to be holding?
I think there was a block in the back.
Block in the back. Take your pick. But right there shows you the ability of Rogers.
But guess what? You got a roughing the passer too.
Center Grove player down in the secondary at the 25. And there's another flag in the backfield. So we got multiple flags on this play. And a Center Grove player down. Looks like it's a cramp. They're going to be stretching him out.
Should be offsetting penalties, I'm assuming, roughing the passer and a block in the back.
That was Lincoln Bright with some cramps. Offsetting penalties, replay the down with 1:10 left to go in the ball game.
Well, it's a good thing that was a block in the back, Kevin, because they would have tacked on 15 yards on the end of that play, and they'd have been on the 10-yard line with still 1:10 left. I mean, they get the ball in the end zone here, Kevin. You're going to be ready for an onside kick time, and, man, you know that's just dangerous, dangerous. Anything can happen on an onside kick.
From the Center Grove 45, we got another flag. Far side of the field. Going against Trotwood. False start. Barring a miracle. Shouldn't say that probably.
No, Not miracle time yet, Kevin.
But if Center Grove holds on, they'll go to 5-0 on the season and 6-1 against Ohio teams. And Andy Moore tells me that if Center Grove wins this, Coach Moore will have more wins than the Cleveland Browns in the state of Ohio.
That's pretty good.
1st and 15 after that penalty from the 50. Incomplete pass. Looks like he threw it a little bit behind the receiver.
Yeah, because he had 3 steps on the Center Grove defensive guy there. He would have turned the corner and probably got at least a first down, but Sheehy throws that behind him.
For the intended receiver, Deshaun Peterson.
A lot of gassed defensive guys on that Center Grove side.
Hot, humid night tonight.
Yes, sir.
I think, as far as we know, Lincoln might be the only one we've seen so far with any cramping. How'd you get through tonight? Did you do okay?
I got 43 seconds left, Kevin, and we'll see if I can. That water at halftime, you know.
Then we got to walk down the bleachers with all of our equipment through the car.
Should we tell the trainers to hang around for the broadcast crew?
That's right.
Oh, you can't get him. All right, just tackle him in bounds.
Quarterback scrambling and runs out of bounds. He's close to a first down. He steps out at the 36, the Center Grove 36. Looks like he's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
And that's one that you make him cut up so that you tackle him in the field. And he's probably close to 60 or 70 yards, Kevin, on the ground.
Yeah, he runs all the way to the 36. $19 yards.
34 seconds left.
He got out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at the moment. Center Grove bringing some extra guys.
I still can't get him.
He's just so elusive. Fumble. The ball goes out of bounds. He lost it out of bounds, so it'll be Trotwood Madison ball, and it's out of bounds. Stops the clock with 26 seconds.
Yeah, if he gets tackled there, it would have been a first down. It is a first down. But the clock would have kept running. Actually, it might. Does it wind?
It went out of bounds. I think it stopped. It's at the 34. It's enough for a first down. He does get a couple of yards.
But, man, if you would have tackled him in bounds and he doesn't fumble it out of bounds, then that clock would have kept running or they would have had to use their last time out.
From the shotgun formation, he's hit it. He's released it, intercepted. Charlie Ane with the interception. Quarterback takes a hit.
Linder with the quarterback pressure.
He got the pressure. Cam Linder, 6'3", defensive end, the junior. Another INT.
5 tonight.
5 interceptions, 1 fumble. Loss. That's 6 turnovers, all by the quarterback tonight.
Oh, favorite formation here, Kevin.
The old victory formation.
Ted's favorite.
Football at the Trojans 17.
They do have 1 timeout, but I doubt they use that, obviously.
19 seconds left to play.
That will do it. Wow.
We're going to bring it to a close.
31-20. Center Grove improving to 5-0. Trotwood's first loss, they'll drop to 4-1. Again, Coach Moore now 6-1 against teams from the state of Ohio.
Well, this Trotwood team gets to come over to Indy next week, Kevin, and face Cathedral.
Playing the Fighting Irish next week. Center Grove will go to Lawrence Central.
Wow, what a battle, but, we talked the whole fourth quarter. That offense needs 1 drive, and guess what? They got it when Trotwood had cut it to a 4-point lead, 1-score lead, and Ricky Lange with an absolute huge drive there, 65 yards on his own, and Center Grove comes out victorious.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, Rick and I will return with our Duke Holmes postgame show from Trotwood, Ohio. The Center Grove Trojans keep their perfect season alive. 5-0. 31-20 your final over the Trotwood Madison Rams. Tonight's Center Grove football game presented by IU Health. This is Trojan football.
This is the place that's skill built. Here, highly skilled physicians never rest in their pursuit to heal, to comfort, to cure. With these hands, you'll receive nationally recognized heart care and Indiana's most leading-edge cancer care. With these hearts, with these guts, with these brains, you'll find the highest level of care in the state. This is the hope that's skill built, and it's around every corner of Indiana University Health.
Some people spend all day washing and buffing their ride to shiny perfection by hand. But you've learned the fine art of delegation.
At the barn at Bayhorse Inn, timeless charm and natural beauty create one of Indiana's most unforgettable settings. Surrounded by woods yet close to the city, it's where weddings, celebrations, and life's most meaningful moments become cherished memories. Right out front, the land has taken on new purpose with Shiloh's Corner, a Cunningham Group development. Named after Shiloh, a special horse who once roamed that very pasture, this project honors the land's history while creating new spaces for dining, retail, and community connection. And just down the road, you'll find the stables of Bayhorse Inn, where riders of all ages discover the joy of horseback riding. From first lessons to the show ring, from pony parties to camps for kids, the stables celebrate the magic of the horse and the community it inspires. Together, these places reflect a vision of growth, tradition, and connection, where memories are made and Greenwood continues to thrive.
Trotwood, Ohio. Final time tonight. Final score 31-20. Center Grove over the Trotwood Madison Rams on homecoming night. Center Grove, I guess you could say, playing spoilers tonight for this great homecoming crowd for Trotwood Madison. Interesting game once again, Rick. Had some similarities, I guess, to last year's game where Center Grove kind of took control in the first half. Did that here tonight. Had a solid third quarter, but the fourth quarter, Center Grove struggled to move the football, and thankfully the defense came up with some big plays. And, of course, Ricky Lange had that great last drive for the Center Grove Trojans. Bottom line, though, Center Grove gets the victory, 5-0, moving on to Week 6 at Lawrence Central next week.
100%, Kevin. I thought the offense was fantastic in the second quarter. The defense, I thought, was fantastic really all night. I mean, to hold that team to 20 points, the defense got 6 turnovers, 5 picks, and a fumble. I mean, they did more than enough to win that game, and to hold that team with all that talent to 20 points after you get a touchdown halfway through the first quarter, it was fantastic effort by Coach Daniels and all of his defensive staff and defensive players. The offense, like I said, great in the second quarter. The second half, had some opportunities to get more points on the board, but then they came through when they needed to in that last drive. With you need points, especially a touchdown, and you put it away with a minute to go.
Once again, homecoming, so the band performing here during the post-game ceremony. And now the Trojans, again, look to play another road game next week. Center Grove's now, 3-0 on the road. They'll go to LC before 2 weeks from tonight. They'll return back home to take on the Cathedral Fighting Irish. And speaking of the Irish, Trotwood will take on Cathedral next Friday night.
Yeah, 4 out of your first 6 are on the road, Kevin, and you're right. Center Grove perfect so far, and this is a tough place to play, and especially homecoming night, a great crowd on Trotwood's side, and a fired-up crowd, and for Center Grove to get a win on the road against an undefeated team in the state of Ohio, which obviously has a great football tradition. A great win for Coach Moore and his staff. And you know what? You get home hopefully safely tonight. You get in that pool tomorrow to get some of those muscles worn out or worked out a little bit, and then you see who you got left to go up to the northeast side, because more injuries tonight. And man, you're going to start seeing some 7th and 8th graders maybe play on Friday night.
Let's go back to our Dan Gandolf Financial Services scoreboard one final time tonight before we Finish up our Duke Holmes postgame show. Brownsburg win tonight. They're still undefeated. Number 1 team in the state, 42-14 over Fishers. Westfield at home over HSE, 21-17. Carmel winning big at home against Columbus North, 56-7. Lawrence North shutting out Tech tonight, 77-0.
Oh, my.
Pike at home losing to the LC Bears, 42-13. So, again, CG at LC next Friday, 7 o'clock kick. We'll be there with the live audio stream. Ben Davis at home losing to Warren Central, 38-23. I think the Warriors now are 4-1 on the season. Avon at home after being down early, they ended up blowing out Franklin Central, 35-10.
Yeah, they scored the last 28 points in that one, Kevin, and the first time that they've beaten the Flashes in 4 years.
Cathedral shuts out Southport 54-0. Roncalli goes up to Noblesville and beats Guerin Catholic 49-7. And in the fourth quarter, the Zionsville Eagles lead the Noblesville Millers 10-0. Again, we'll have more Center Grove football coming up in the morning. CGJB at 10 o'clock hosting the Roncalli Royals. CGJB at 4-0. The CG freshman team will play afterwards against Chittard. And the CG freshman team also undefeated at 4-0. Rick Embry along with Coach Travis McMahon will be on the call tomorrow morning of those 2 games. Rick, some final thoughts as we head out.
Tough one, like I said, always tough to win on the road against a really, really good team from Trotwood, Kevin, and it was, man, a lot of twists and turns in this one, but the Trojans get it done, stay undefeated, and hopefully safe travels home for everybody.
We got to mention, or got to come up with our Texas Roadhouse player of the game. Ricky Lange?
Man, I got to go with somebody on defense, Kevin. I mean, and I don't know who that is because we had 5 picks.
Paxson?
And I'd say let's go with let's go with Paxson.
He put a lot of pressure tonight on the quarterback. I think he was the one making that quarterback uncomfortable.
I'm either going with Paxson or Brody Tilton gave him a little bit of a thing there. I hate to throw out multiple names and make you the guy.
But Lange had 3 touchdowns and, of course, had that last drive to seal the deal.
Let's go defense. I thought the defense was key, so let's go with True Paxson, Texas Roadhouse player of the game.
I like it. True Paxson gets a free meal from the Greenwood Texas Roadhouse, compliments of George Hill. Thank you, Texas Roadhouse, and good job, True Paxson. And you're right, great job defense tonight for CG. Rick will pack up and head 2 hours back to Center Grove.
Let's head home, Kevin.
So once again, your final score tonight, the Center Grove Trojans 31-20 over the Trotwood Madison Rams. Center Grove improving to 5-0 on the season. For the Rams, their first loss of the season, they fall to 4-1. Tonight's Center Grove football coverage was produced by CG Sports Network. Our presenting sponsor was IU Health. Special thanks to Center Grove Gridiron President Aaron Holt, Sponsorship Director Brent Lay, Treasurer Cindy Adams, and Executive Producer Austin Tyke. Once again, join us tomorrow morning for some more Center Grove football, JV and freshman at 10 and 11:30. CG Varsity back in action next Friday at LC at 7 o'clock. Until next time, this is Kevin Conrad for Rick Embry saying good night, everyone, from Trotwood, Ohio.